good. All right, good evening, everybody, and welcome back. We are at the original 16 men's cash spiel here at the historic Calgary Curling Club. Today we had some really good curling until we got to this point, and we've got the teams on the ice here. The warm-ups are done, and we're about to commence play. Over to my right is Lisa Parent, who we are featuring actually her brother Ryan Parent on sheet 5. So welcome, Lisa.
Thank you. Thank you for the introduction. Yes, that is my brother playing. He is a skip on Team Parent, but I will try to not be as biased as I can. It'll be an exciting game to watch. Team Dunnan is quite the strong team from the States here, so I think it'll be quite a good game to watch.
Should be a great game. Should be a great game. We're really proud of Ryan. Ryan's part of our Calgary Curling Club. He comes from here, and it'd be just great to see him make his way to the world-class type of curling and hit the Brier and win the Brier and maybe even get to those Olympics one day. Wouldn't that be cool?
We can only hope. Did you want to give yourself a little bit of an introduction,
Oh,
Marcel?
yeah, I'm Marcel.
Tell us about yourself.
Oh, Marcel Zautuk. I was on the air last game, but I curl out of the Calgary Curling Club as well. I curl with Terry Meek, who's actually on sheet 3, curling with his senior team. I curl on his master's team. So I'm just a little bit younger than all
Line's
the rest
good,
of those
just go
guys.
for weight.
All right,
We're underway here.
I think you gotta
got
go.
those mics
Looks
on.
light.
So on sheet 1,
just for a
we
2.
have Vavrick and Jenkins. Sheet 2, Kidby
That's
is
not bad.
playing McEwen. Sheet 3, Terry Meek. The Meek team is playing Murazumi. Sheet 4, Libis is against Goring. Of course, sheet 5, we have Duncan against Parent. Sheet 6, Richard against Davies. Sheet 7, Teo against Conchu. And sheet 8, Bareth against Colley. So Parent has won the draw to the button. Parent has the hammer for the so Parent. Oh.
Do you wanna freeze or hack? I like hack. 12-5.
So Parent has won the draw to the button after the warm-ups, and he has hammer for the first end here, the opening end, and they're throwing the red stones.
Clean.
The Dunham
Yep.
team throwing yellow.
Hard.
Looks like they're trying to come around and
Right to it.
get to the top of that red stone
Well,
that's onto the
We're
forefoot,
on ours.
but
We're on it.
they're a little bit on the inside, and they're going to open that up.
I got a 13-4.
All right, sorry I left there for a second, just messing with some of the audio levels here. So.
Don't worry about it, Lisa. All good. Old Dad's got your
All
back.
right, fill me in. What did I miss here?
Oh, well, you missed the let's see, Parent's playing who?
Dunham, I see. So
Yeah, Dunham missed his shot, and he ticked the guard in the front, and he opened it up here. But looks like Ryan's trying to come around that corner guard here now.
So Dunham
Ah,
here, playing out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, but playing out of the National Training Center in the U.S. In Denver. And I do believe this team is a
You
little
like
bit
control?
older than
Control.
Team Parent. My brother, he's 25 years old. His front end is quite a bit younger than him, just out of juniors last year. They actually represented Alberta at, was it
Clean,
U20s
yep.
or U18s? I would have been U20s, I would
Hard.
think.
Hard, Andy.
So yeah, I think Team Dunham is a little bit on the older side. They've been quite the force over in the States for a while, and they've played in quite a few spiels here in Canada. So they do a lot of traveling, from what I'm aware.
Curled early. You got it, James. That's pretty good.
All right, and now I've got the mics working for both teams instead of just Team Dunham. I
Perfect.
decided to mute my brother there for a little bit.
Wouldn't that be cool if you had that ability, let's say at Christmas time or something, right?
I wish. You know, I gotta abuse the power while I have it.
Top four. Good.
Now, before things get too intense on sheet 5 here, I just have the feeling we're going to have a good game. Why don't we fill in the viewers here about some of these other draws that are going on? There's 2 other A qualifiers. This is one of them. Where are we seeing the other A qualifiers here, Marcel?
Well, on sheet 2, we've got McEwen and Kidby. So they're playing on sheet 2. The A qualifiers. Well, I guess the people that qualified in their pool, Meek is playing Morozumi on sheet 3, and then Dunham is playing Parent on sheet 5.
Clean.
So we've got McEwen, Kidby,
Curl.
Meek, Morozumi, and then obviously our sheet.
Don't get impaired.
Keep going. Right to it. Nothing on the yellow. Nothing on the yellow.
These guys have had a long day.
Yeah, and the broadcasting team has had a long day.
They have, yeah.
What was it a first draw at 9 a.m. then, or 9:30?
First draw's at 9 a.m. Rob and Bernice did that draw, and then I'm on this one, and I guess we'll see what happens on the very, very last one.
Yeah.
I did the one just before this as well.
All right, throwing red stones here for Team Parent is James Balance. And throwing third stones, not holding the broom.
Who's going to get around that? Oh, just ticks the guard.
So, considering you did the last draw, can you tell me about what you've seen in this ice? And obviously you curl here. How different is it from regular league play compared to what you're seeing in this professional tournament?
I'm seeing that the ice is it's got a lot of swing to it. It's very keen, and it's lasting, right? There's not a lot of fudginess that's occurring in the latter parts of the game.
Okay, you're going 5-6.
But the
6.
ice is holding up really well. Like the ice
Okay,
crew
yeah,
here
line.
has done a really good job
Hard line.
of preparing the ice,
Keep
and
going line.
of course pebbling the ice to keep it
Keep going everything.
in a fashion where it does last.
Really hard.
I mean, we've been seeing draws of
Okay.
like 15 and a half, even sometimes
17
16, to the top of the 4 with a lot of rotation on the rock, of course, and a lot of sweeping, but still, that's really good ice. No, Rob and the guys have done a great job here. Calgary Curling Club has done a super job at hosting this event.
And we've seen that a couple weeks ago back in Thanksgiving at the Autumn Gold as well. The curlers were raving about the ice, saying I think some of their draws were clocking in at 16 seconds. So I think that's a little quick, but it is always good knowing that you have that fast ice and also quite a bit of curl. And it's good to hear that that's holding up. And yeah, they do a great job. Rob's been working here for years. I don't want to age him, but quite a while, and he does an awesome job.
Yeah, no, for sure. For sure. This outside in curl here, look at this thing go now. I mean, it's a nice curl. When you're curling, you kind of always want to have that curl to finish your rock at the end.
Yeah, I think it stopped a little short, just a little bit short there. Could have had maybe an extra foot of curl if it was a couple feet deeper, but just sitting, biting the 8-foot wide open for skipper here, Scott Dunham third. Oh, I'm a rock ahead here. Cody to play a soft weight hit on that red.
So what's he trying to do here? Is he trying to hit and roll in behind by the looks of it, eh? And he's just going to roll behind that corner. That's a good shot. He's hanging on.
Yeah, right behind his corner guard there, and not that it matters too much. Ryan's just going to ignore it and go behind that junk in the middle there.
We just threw it.
So where would he want to put this rock ultimately?
I would imagine full four, maybe biting button. I mean, if you can fully bury it, that's where I'd want to be.
Mm-hmm.
Since we're coming closer to the last rocks here, you kind of want to shrink that scoring zone. Although I do think this one is coming in pretty wide again.
Didn't seem to want to curl their form.
Didn't come very close to that guard, did he?
No, it sure didn't. They might have to incorporate the half a turn rock,
Yeah.
half a rotation.
Yeah. Hey, I've always said that you need to have a different release for different types of ice. Not that that's an innovative thought to have, but it's not a lot of teams do it. A lot of teams don't change their release depending on the ice, and I think that that's the direction curling's going to go in eventually.
Yeah, it is, especially on this kind of ice and these kind of rocks. These kind of rocks are not as lively as you would see on the slams or anything. So let's see what this does here for this fella here. It's shooting.
Yeah, we've got Scott Dunnan for obviously the skip of Dunnan, throwing his first. Looks to me like he's throwing a soft weight
Looks like it, eh?
out turn.
Like about a 11 or 12.
That's another thing that's changing about curling. I don't know how buried this red rock is, but softer weight hits are becoming more and more popular, even amongst the men, which that's kind of different to see the men throwing such soft weight.
Yeah, no, I agree. Look at that, eh? Isn't that a beauty?
It is, but if Ryan can stick one right on there, I mean, we'll see how much curl he's able to get, but if he is able to stick one on there, it's definitely not going anywhere.
Well, if anybody can do it, Ryan can do it. He's got that ability.
He's got very, very good draw weight, I will say.
You know, he works hard at it, doesn't he, Lisa? He's down here all the time. I mean, I make my way down here when I can, but every time I'm here, you know, Ryan's here and he's working on his shots. He's using the tools that they provide here at the club, plus his own. You know, he works hard at it.
Well, the Calgary Curling Club does a great job of supplying ice. I mean, as much as they have that ice busy with corporate events and league constantly, they have sometimes up to 5 different leagues a day. It's quite a bit, but they still provide that practice ice, which is awesome for the curlers.
No, for sure.
But you would know that because you're here practicing quite a bit? Or?
Well, I am when I can, Lisa. You know,
Tight.
I'm still doing a little bit of work, consulting, so I'm on the road a bit. But when I'm not, I like to come down and throw a few rocks. Gotta love the game. Now it's kind of hanging out there, and he's 13-9-3 though. Come on over there, Rock.
Looks a bit heavy. Uh-oh, we're getting swears from team parent.
Yeah.
Mute.
Heavy.
$5 in the swear jar.
Yeah.
Even an inch.
At least we know their mics are working.
Yeah. No, it's coming across loud and clear.
Too bad I'm doing a bad job switching the mics between teams, but you know what? It's a work in progress.
Good. It's all good. Well, now where does he want to go? He probably wants to just come around that. If he can, just go top, like the 8 foot.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm sure he's happy if he's even a little bit light here. I mean, the worst case scenario, your guard, which is great.
So 15.
Well, I guess, Lisa, looking at this house that we see on the screen
Back to those
here,
like 25s, right?
he does throw something kind of top 8 or top 12. Ryan does have that run back there, doesn't he?
He does have that run back. And Ryan loves his run backs.
Tell me about it. He's beat us a few times in league play.
Yep. Straight.
So remind me, which league are you in?
As far as you can go,
here
guys.
at the club?
Monday men's, Tuesday open,
Clink. Whoa.
Wednesday premium, Thursday open,
Every
Saturday.
night.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, both my wife and I love the game. We curl a lot.
Line was perfect. Just didn't
Looks
play
like
15-6.
Scott came up a little bit light there. He apologized to his
I think
sweepers,
that was what I
wanting
wanted
to
to
be a
throw in
little
draws
bit
and other
deeper.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well,
yep,
Ryan's going for it.
it has that run back.
Doesn't have to have huge.
That should be there.
Is he calling for weight?
Not, I would imagine about a 10 with that ice.
Yeah, I don't think you need to be big weight here, do you?
Board weight.
Board
Board.
weight. There you go.
He knew.
He heard us.
He did.
Nose.
It's
and
telepathy
tie.
between the siblings.
Yep.
Make it.
So you curl 4 days a week then, at least.
That looks like a lot of ice,
Mhm.
you guys.
I haven't been on the ice yet this season.
No.
Because I currently live in Medicine Hat, and the curling club has been shut down for 2 years now. And they're in the process of raising funds to get it back up and running, because originally had some issues with the lines running through the ice. So yeah,
Wow,
hoping that club is back up and running. I think they used to have a men's event down there, so hopefully one day.
I know there was a men's event there before. I know there's one in Brooks.
Oops.
Oops.
I'm thinking that was a bit lighter than he wanted it.
No. There's a lot of game left. A lot of game left.
Is it down?
All right,
Alright,
as you'll
forget
see
about that
there, Dunnan with 2 points in the first end, a steal of 2.
The other way curls just in that spot, but it still curled pretty good, eh?
We'll keep an
I
eye on
thought
it,
my
but
line was
Yeah,
For-
some of
for the other
the
games, that was
first
the
ends
slowest
are
first
still
end by about
underway, but
that one I
But,
thought
uh,
other games you would have got to the top 8.
we'll see what happens here in the second end.
So 4 to 6 feet slow.
Now I
can someone
feel-
fix this for me?
I feel bad almost having their mics on during the breaks, because I know sometimes these teams talk about secret things, but it is kind of interesting hearing them talk between ends, kind of feel out their communication skills.
Yeah, and it depends I guess from game to game, it depends as to kind
Top
of
four.
what's working for you. You know, if you're feeling good on your draw, or you're feeling good on your takeouts, whatever's working for you. But that out turn just didn't seem to curl there.
No, at times it didn't, and I find with right-handed players, a lot of the time your out turn won't curl as much as your in turn. All right, so now this is lead Andrew Dunham. He is Scott Dunham's
Oh yeah.
brother.
Good. Let's go everything. Tighter the better. I don't think he can hurt it.
Looks
Okay,
like
just
looks
go here.
Like they want to have a center line guard.
Might be in. Flirting with in. You're good. 16-2. Not crazy slow.
16-2
It's just
for
like
a
4 feet slow. And
center
I think if
line
we throw the same
guard.
spot, we play like most of an end.
And there's a no-tick rule here, so they can't remove or can't touch that
What are you
rock.
throwing?
So looks like Ryan's elected to
One.
throw up a guard, corner guard.
So that was quite a junky first end.
It was.
What have you seen from these men's teams? Because in the Autumn Gold, when I was commentating, I found a lot of the women's teams kept the first end very clean, like the
Good.
traditional way of curling, where you kind of play the first end, get a feel for the ice. But I find men's teams are leaning more and more
I'm
towards
good.
junking it up in the first end,
Kind of
catching their.
aggressive, yeah.
Well, what are your thoughts on that?
I'm with you. I like to play kind of an open end, get a feel for the ice. We've kind of seen a
7-5.
little bit of a mix,
Yeah,
you know,
I think the one
throughout.
is straight.
But if you're playing that junky game in the first end, it's a little bit risky because you do not have a feel for the ice, and you can get yourself in trouble and behind, right? But yeah, a little bit of a mix going on here.
We need to read the others.
What about you when you're playing in league? What's your, you
Little
like to kind of
tucky.
keep the first end clean?
Try to stand up,
Line's okay for now.
keep my balance.
Okay. Line's good for now. Stay
Hit the
close.
broom is kind of
Yep,
optional.
yep.
Like if you're close, that's good enough.
Okay, you're by, you're by.
Within a couple feet.
Within a couple feet.
I think just let it seize. I got a good time.
it's you know, when I
14
play with
14-9.
Terry, I mean,
Pretty good there. Pretty good.
Terry
Good
Terry
judge,
Meek
guys.
is a really aggressive curler, and he's got no problem throwing something up front in the very first shot and come around and try to bury, right? I mean, again, it all depends upon how you're feeling that day and what's kind of working for you. And, you know, your skipper kind of can work that out or can kind of feel that out, I guess, for you a little bit. But after the end is over, you know, you have your little huddle and you determine, you know, which path you want to go for that particular game, right? Where's he going here, Lisa? Is he going
It's
around?
his hand. Cross
Oh yeah, I imagine he's
guard.
playing a
He's going
freeze,
guard.
but a guard, a corner guard.
Setting a
Was he
guard.
that light or did it pick out of his hand?
Oh, maybe not. Yeah, I think that was not where they wanted that rock.
No, I think they wanted to come in on top of the yellow, but don't know if that rock picked.
I did hear Ryan mention that he felt like they weren't reading the ice very well. So some issues with both weight and line as well.
So this leaves it a little bit open here for Dunnan to come around and sit on the top of the house. We'll get a bit of a hog-to-hog here, see what
Okay,
these times
lines.
are like. I know earlier they were really keen. It's really fast. This looks pretty fast here.
Stay close. Straight. Whoa.
15.97, so, you know, without ticking that rock, he'd probably be pretty close to the house. With sweep, he'd be in, right?
Yeah, it seems like we're having quite a few rocks come up light and inside. I wonder if it's just a new path or
Could be,
What are you throwing, the three?
could be. And it could be a combination of these guys have played a lot today.
that's very true.
Line's good. Good room.
So I will mention, just because I have this
Ethan, walk it
information,
on.
so I feel like I should share it.
Walk it on, Ethan.
James Balance and Ethan Drysdale here, the lead and the second on Ryan's team, joined his team this season, and they also won the 2023 Alberta Junior Curling Championships. So
Wow.
pretty solid team. Both have represented Alberta, which is quite exciting. Not everyone gets to do that,
No,
and
for sure.
this is their first taste of men's.
This kind of an event, yeah. Well, they did really well. Won their pool.
Okay, it's running like it's here. Running like it's here. Off.
Parent team made a beautiful shot there
It's
with
always
that
curl,
draw.
I think.
Came around set.
Can't bounce
on,
at all.
On that yellow one right on the
Okay,
button.
you can go if you need to.
Puts
Can't
him
bounce.
in a great position.
Keep going. Nice judge, guys. Good. 15-5. Pretty
Two
good
beautiful shots.
There. What?
I want to talk about Team Dunnan and their kind of road to getting to this point in the A qualifier. Looks like they beat.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm actually not sure. They haven't updated their Facebook completely, but they did beat Team Davies, which is the U of A team. They've also beaten Team Kozak, which is a Calgarian team. And those are the two teams they played today, won both those games. Oh, and thank you. We've got a sheet here to show us who their other games were. Team Richards. So it looks like they played Team Richards yesterday, and then Team Davies and Kozak taking all 3 wins in their round robin. And Ryan's team won all 3 games, beat Team Karsten Sturmay. That's quite a big win,
that's
actually.
a big win, yeah.
And from what I've been told, Ryan has never beaten Karsten Sturmay up until this weekend.
Wow.
So I think that was an exciting win for him. Beat Team Hood. Team Hood is the New Zealand team. They have quite an interesting story. They're staying at an old folks home here in Calgary,
Yeah, they are, yeah.
all the way from New Zealand.
If you're guarding, you're going tight, like here.
And then lastly, Team Vavrick.
Okay, I like that.
A senior care facility. My bad, I'm using old terminology apparently.
Right here. Yeah, they're at the Chartwell Colonel Belcher Retirement Residence.
Yeah, and I think that's been quite an
You
amazing.
can freeze too.
It's a quite an
Amazing
amazing
place.
story for sure.
Yeah,
you know?
clean it
I
straight.
mean,
Clean
and
it
they
straight.
came to Canada, to curl in Canada, because it's more competitive here. In New Zealand,
Let it slow.
you know, not a lot of people know about curling. So when they came here, they
Let it stop.
knew
It's gonna
that
be okay. Just gonna
no
overcurl a
matter
shade.
who they curled, they would have a
Okay,
good game,
pretty good.
club or otherwise, right? And they've
Pretty good.
done really well.
Yeah, Team Hood. Where did they place in the Pan Continentals a couple weekends ago?
Good question.
They
We might have
qualified.
to-
I know they qualified.
What are you throwing? Okay.
Either way, I know they qualified for the 2024 Worlds after that Pan Continental event. So,
Right,
and that's
yeah.
the second year in a row that they've qualified. So.
Well, they came to the right club.
Yep.
This club has got like 130
Clean
years of
it.
history,
Whoa.
and
Clean.
it is a
Whoa.
proven facility.
Whoa.
Great,
Whoa.
great management,
Whoa.
and a great
Whoa,
bunch of curlers
whoa,
curling.
Ethan.
here.
We're not killing in ours, are we? Okay.
Well, a little hit. He rolled behind. It's not a bad shot.
12. Just here.
Looks like Team Dunnan is going to try a little bit of a hit here and try to roll in behind that center
Clean.
guard. Playing
Clean.
about a control
curl.
weight.
Clean. Curl, 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 curl. Whoa, whoa. Whoa, curl, 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 curl.
Set.
Sits too, it's pretty good.
Kind of
Not fair.
overrolled and got into the open
10.
there.
It was a 10.
Now they're looking.
I got it. 10-2.
Ryan's
10-2.
confirmed that yellow's sitting 2. Decision time here now, Lisa. What would you do?
Oh boy.
You ever play that?
Run it in, like Ryan's saying?
That was my initial thought.
Looks easy from here.
I don't really like the
That's what
center
I would
because
do.
it just opens
Anything
ours up.
looks easy from the stands.
That's what I do. What did you say there, Rob?
Just throw a guard. When in doubt, throw a guard.
When in
Right?
doubt.
3/4.
When in
7/8,
doubt, take it out.
3/4.
Oh, right. Running in that red, I think.
Attaboy, Ryan.
I don't know. I think I would take that yellow.
You think so? Open
I mean,
it up.
when you're already down 2 with the hammer, I don't know if you risk missing this shot.
Clean. Yep. Yep.
Well, he's calling him on. Working it really hard here.
Hard, 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 hard.
No.
Oh, he got the back one. Popped it out.
Well, that helps slightly,
It
but
does, yeah.
yeah, you kind of give Team Dunham the chance to put the nail in the coffin
Yeah.
here.
When you're working with an older guy, nail in the coffin's not a good thing. So
Oh goodness, I'm saying
Kinda
all
like
the wrong things.
old folks home, nail in the coffin. Lisa.
Don't use those in the same sentence, is what you're saying.
All right, so Team Dunham
think
is
it-
trying to come
I
around
think
that
the spot's like 15,
stagger
15-2.
and get into the house. Looks like maybe
Is that what you
bite
think?
the button.
This is pretty similar to Andy's, but a shade wider.
Yeah, so on that last shot, would you have ran that red back, or would you have?
Andy's is the
Well, you
slow
got the
the,
side.
hammer, right? Maybe
Yeah.
open it up.
That's what I was
Right.
thinking. That's what I was thinking. I think running the red is being a little
I
greedy.
think this will be good.
You're
Don't
hop-
need any
15-0
guards,
is very
right?
close.
Because if you do run and you play
Like
that
20,
quieter weight,
25?
you hit, you stay there,
20,
then
20.
now you're still in trouble.
Yeah, that's true.
Exactly. You just peel the yellow. At least you're still sitting okay.
Yeah,
If you make the shot, that's awesome.
yeah.
Team Dunham has to come up with something, but now
Straight,
you're
straight,
really
straight.
giving them the opportunity to capitalize on that missed shot.
Gotta hold it.
That's curling too. He might be on the
Keep going. You
top.
got it.
So you've been timing
You're right.
these.
15-1, yeah.
So
15.
well, that's pretty keen then, hey?
It is, yeah.
Great sweep.
Oh, and he
Great
did
sweep.
bite the button right where
Wow.
he
That
Kinda
wanted to put it.
broke
Beautiful
halfway down
shot.
the sheet and then flattened. It was
Well,
wide.
now I think he's going to play that yellow run.
Early for line, and then we got by okay.
So that's
Yeah.
that kind. Remember that spot in the.
Yeah, I think that's a shot too late, but at the same time, like, it was Third's last shot. Looking
Well,
for a triple.
Yeah, he's looking at that triple. It's gonna be important for him to kind of, I guess, hit it off nose, try to get the triple, and
Okay, just stay.
Yeah, even
leave
if
the house open
triple.
for himself.
you make that triple, you're still looking at a force here
Hmm.
for Ryan. So
It might spin off. It matter too much.
best case scenario, you're getting forced.
Well, the guy shooting it can make it, no problem.
You have a lot of faith in him.
Oh, I do, yeah. I've seen it. I've experienced it. I've been on that other end.
Where you were.
Here it comes.
It's a heater. Oh, goodness.
7-second takeout.
That is not ideal at all.
Well, let's see what team Dunham does here.
Our game.
I'm going to mute Ryan's mic
Totally
now.
Honestly, this
Good
is,
idea.
They're pretty hosed if we're here. Too.
I need
Like,
to be wary of that on a missed shot.
It's easy. Yeah. Well, the thing is, if they want to, they could make a double and give us one. But
I mean,
like
the
here's
one is good.
here's two. Like we're stealing two if we're here, pretty much. But I'm gonna try to throw you like a three and let you sweep it in. This spot's a little better than the other side. Just inside edge. Plan like I'm gonna try to throw you here, and if we can bring it right here, that's the best we can do. If he makes that run, we're scoring. Like corner freeze the top 8-1.
Like open top 12 and make them run again.
I'm pretty happy stealing one. I mean, I think the best shot we can do is the draw around top 4, but short is better.
Yeah, they're talking about coming around that and just
Just
go
inside edge.
probably top 12, I
I think if I
guess.
give you the same, it'll be back 8.
If they go top 12 and kind of underneath that
Okay.
red one on the
The
center,
one that
it
I
takes
we
that
liked
run
here
back
that was in the range
away,
was like a 15.
which would leave Ryan kind of a, I guess, an in-turn draw
Last one was
top
an 5, but no ad. So it was like the equivalent
or a run
of
back.
15 maybe. Clean it. It's a little light, I think. It's coming down hard, guys. Hard everything.
Fifteen, 8-5.
Curl!
Well, it looks pretty good.
It
Keep going.
does.
Just past it. Really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine there, but now that leaves Ryan. He can come around with the draw, probably
Good
on
sweep,
the
guys.
in-turn to
I told
cut
him
him down.
like 15-3 was like to
at
the
least.
button with not
You
a lot
play
of
the
free room.
run, it's a little bit dangerous.
This is me.
Yeah, I think if you run that
I put it
top
behind my water bottle.
center line red,
You might be able
you
to get
get
them all.
two. I think you get two. That top yellow might jam on the one sitting side 4-foot.
Yep.
But I mean,
Andy
it's
said it was a 15-8.
it's better than giving up 3. But you could also maybe run back that side
That's one where, like, if you don't
red,
touch it, it's
the
like a
corner
2-9.
red, and just sit 1. Is that possible? I think it's possible with
Power Rangers morph in
soft
non-physical
weight.
stores. That's what we should be doing. Is like or saber-tooth tiger. That would
Isn't
be
it
a
just
lot.
the coolest one? It's like gotta.
Whatever you're seeing.
Yeah.
Definitely a tricky
the
situation
draw's
for
not a
parent to
gimme
2 ends in a
either.
row.
I don't know.
Yeah, for sure.
Dunham's been putting the pressure on.
I don't think
Uh,
we're ever making a shot.
How do you turn something like this around? I mean, 2 ends in a
No.
row where you're
If
you have the
we're
hammer
screwed,
and
To
you
get your
rather
confidence
play the
back.
run
but
back
there's
right.
no easy
I
shot
think we just draw.
to score.
Yeah.
How do you turn that around? It can be
There.
really hard.
There's ran really straight here, though, hey?
Yeah.
Well, I think Ryan is
I think
going
it's
to
Just like Max.
play
I mean,
the
we could be.
draw.
It's totally
And,
fine.
you know, if he
think
gets a
that's
nice
fine.
shot to the corner of the 4-foot, you know, it cuts him down to 1. I mean, if they get 1, not the end of the world. There's lots of curling left. Well, we'll see what this
Straight.
does for Ryan. So last shot of the second end here for Ryan Parent. And he's got to get a piece of the 4-foot to cut him down to 1. If he does somehow get inside and ticks off that yellow one, he could get 1, but that's a pretty tough one.
Little. It's good.
Sweepers have been working on it.
Yeah, it looks like lots of room right now.
Well, 15-3-5, so they're to the
Got
4-foot,
it.
so that's good.
Looks pretty close.
Nice sweep, guys.
Nice
I
shot.
don't know how you could do any better.
Yeah, that was
that's a
that was
That's a
perfect.
beautiful shot. Well, now they can regroup and answer that with steal a deuce or get a deuce, take a deuce, maybe 3.
Yeah, definitely have to have a big conversation here on how Team Parent's going to turn this around. They look happy.
Oh,
I
they
think
do.
I think that's a good way to end the end, and it's an uplifting way to give up a steal.
Yeah, they're smiling. That's important. No frowns allowed, right?
No. You definitely don't want to show the other team that you're worried, although I am a little bit worried for him, but
Yeah, just looking at these other teams that are out here. On sheet 1, Team Vavrick against Team Jenkins. It looks like Team Jenkins is up 2-1. They're into the third end there. Team Kidby against Team McEwen on sheet 2. Team McEwen is up 2-0. They're playing to the third end. McEwen counted 2 in the second end. The first end was blanked. And they just made a
Okay,
dandy
6.
shot. Sheet 3,
Just
Meek
clean. Keep cleaning.
against Morizumi.
Keep cleaning.
Morizumi
cleaning.
is up 2-1 there, and
Keep
they're
your broom
playing
down.
the third end.
15-3 should be really good, guys. You gotta go.
Sheet
You gotta
4,
go. You gotta go.
Libis against Goring,
Both of you go all the way in.
who just played each other
Full
actually. So it looks like
Big piece of four. Okay.
Libis
Pretty good.
scored 5 points in the first end, and
wow.
yeah, in the second end Goring took 1. So it's 5-1 for Team Libis. And skipping over our feature sheet, going to sheet 6, Team Richard against Team Davies. Team Richard is up 1. I can't see the scoreboard there. Oh, it's
2-1.
He's up. It's 2-1. Yeah, yeah. Team Richard is winning that game 2-1. They're playing the third end, and Conchu playing Teo. Conchu is he scored 1 in the first end, then he stole 4 in the second end, and so he's 5-0, playing 3. Team Concha is winning that one. And Team Bareth, they scored,
Bernath.
or Bernath, sorry, scored 1 in the second end. And they're playing the third end. So it's 1-0 for Team Bernath over Collie.
I believe Team Bernath is Saskatchewan, I want to say. I believe they've been kind of the number 2 team in
Okay.
Saskatchewan in terms
Line's
of
good for now.
younger teams.
You might
Team
have to curl
Clyder
it.
being, well, going to nationals, 7 years in a row?
Right to my broom.
Right.
And then when they
Right
aged
to my
out,
broom. You just gotta
yeah,
curl
yeah.
it.
So
Really
yeah,
gotta
Team
curl it.
Bernath kind of taking the reins after
Keep
Team
going.
Clyder
You're
aged
gonna be good.
out.
You're gonna be good. Keep going. Go, 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 go,
And
go, go. Nice
believe
sweep.
they've
Good
had
spot.
quite a bit of success. Being one of the younger teams here. Some of these teams along the line here are throw together teams. Actually,
You got it.
I want to say I think just with it being a Calgary Spiel, a lot of the Calgary teams, some that play out of the Calgary Curling Club, think, well, why not? Why not? Play in a competitive Spiel every once in a while.
Hair wash.
Meek, for example, how competitive is Team Meek? I'm curious.
Well, Terry's, he has curled competitive. He's curled with Kevin Martin in the Brier. Actually,
Yeah.
he played fifth with
Yep.
Kevin. And last year he played in the seniors. This is his
Get it
senior
in, get
team
it
that
in,
he has
hard.
out here right now. And he has played in the Masters. And I played in the Masters with him in Grand Prairie.
Yeah.
And I do believe this year he's going to take his senior team fourth. Haven't heard about the Masters as of yet. I don't know if he's going to go down that path or not, but probably will, knowing Terry. And then sounds like he
Attack.
may even
It's we
take a
can
run
go
in
here.
in the men's. Oh yeah, he's a mixed
I
Canadian
think I like
champion.
this.
Oh.
And then
Yeah.
next time we.
Yeah, I've seen Terry around, obviously, the Calgary Curling Club quite often,
He's
but
more
you don't know.
He's more known as Cheryl Bernard's husband, not really Terry.
Who's Cheryl Bernard? Just
Terry,
kidding.
Terry
Just
Meek's
kidding.
wife.
I love her.
Yeah.
Cheryl's awesome, and I actually quite look up to her because of her experience in broadcasting.
Yeah.
That obviously being
Straight.
what I'm doing. I think she's
Hold
just awesome.
Is that what
Keep
you're
going.
studying? Is that what you're taking?
I actually graduated.
Okay, line's okay now.
I'm reporting in Medicine Hat right
Clean it.
now.
Ah, nice.
So
Keep clean and
I'm
straight.
just up for the
Straight,
weekend.
straight. Hard straight, Andy.
It's nice to see some curling. Like I said, with that curling club being shut down. So
Okay.
Where are you reporting in Medicine Hat? Is there a paper or is there?
It was a shape.
yeah, so it's
type,
for
but
the
it really
it's for the
moved. I'll
television
give you-
station there. We have our own local television station, which is really awesome. Not a lot of smaller communities have that.
Right.
So we just do local news. I do the sports there. Not a
Really good.
lot on curling right now, but other sports. They have awesome football programs in Medicine Hat. They have a bunch of young curling teams that have been traveling to Redcliffe and a different area, even Calgary. A couple curling teams have been traveling up to Calgary to curl. So, and they have some really good baseball down there. They have the Medicine Hat Tigers, the WHL team there. So it's quite the thriving sports scene in Medicine Hat.
Good deal.
Oh yeah, and the rodeo. We have a big rodeo every single summer.
Nice.
It's kind of like a mini version of Calgary, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't know Medicine Hat very well. I do a little bit because I used to take care of when I was with a company called Kinetic Energy. I took care of that area, but
It's probably this.
know some people from there. But that's an
Wait,
interesting
wait was
career
good.
you're in. So
Top
I
8.
mean, I'm
you
doing
can bump
this
a
here
hair
today,
though.
but
You're a broadcaster.
I'm an
one.
auctioneer.
Top 8.
Are
top
you?
4.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I went to a cattle auction the other day.
Did you?
It was a whole new experience for me. It was awesome.
Yeah, you kind of got to be a little bit of a bull
Top
yeser,
eight.
right? And do your lingo and know your business for sure.
Oh,
right?
that's a whole other
Yeah.
world. I could never,
It-
ever understand how people can do that. I think it's
It's a lot of fun.
auction off a rock.
Oh no, I bet.
Auction off original 16 beer.
You know, later we'll have some of that, and then you stick around, I'll auction one off for you. Turkey shoot. I'm doing the turkey shoot.
Look
during-
at this.
Okay, 5,
You got a
6.
whole like.
Hard straight.
You could do auctions here. Be
Well,
awesome.
So during the
Hold it
turkey
out there,
shoot,
keep
I
going.
am. So
Oh,
if
you are?
If you want to come and enjoy a.
Keep going, you're good.
I
keep
love the
going.
turkey
have
shoot.
a little be part of the auction. Come
well,
on down.
I won a turkey last year, believe
No,
it or
no,
not.
Did you? How did you do that?
Well,
It's okay.
let's just say I was working at the Calgary Curling
Oh.
Club.
okay.
I played in the
Mine
turkey
would've been
shoot.
good, it was just
I didn't do very well, but luckily they had a couple extra turkeys for me.
Line fine, it's just light.
Well,
Yeah.
looks like Ryan's got his hands full here.
I was trying to avoid this
They
conversation
can make
because
on
he's-
the-
he's
they can make
calling
on the
for
side of
hack
it, but
weight.
We're still shot, and it's gonna be real hard for them to get this one. It is dicey because that one's a bite.
Calling for hack weight. Oh, I just see over my left shoulder, Mr. Bob Genaway is. He's here. He's honored us with his presence. Welcome, Bob. Oh, gives us a nod here. That must
No
be
comments.
A nod of approval. Bob is a legend. You know, we lost him. We lost him for a couple years. He went to BC and he was running a golf course there, I think.
Salmon
and,
Arm.
Salmon Arm.
I know, yeah, I know. All my Bob facts.
Yeah. So he's done his business there and actually made his way back to Calgary, and we're really happy to have him back here.
Some of us.
Some of us, yeah. I had mentioned
Lance,
I
Lance
started
threw a
curling here
15-2
23
to
years
here.
ago when I moved to Calgary. So I started curling with the Canadian, or not the Canadian, the Calgary Calgary men teachers curling that's going on here. Because I didn't know anybody, and started curling there, and then you know, I know that this is quite a historic event, or the historic club. I mean, being 130 years around. So I've been here since 23 years ago, but 130 years ago, I'm pretty sure Bob was probably here,
Straight,
turning the first dirt.
hard straight,
Back when the dinosaurs roamed.
Back when the
Really
dinosaurs
hard.
roamed, yeah.
really hard. Andy,
He
you
lives
got
at
it.
the
Come
old
on,
folks
keep going.
home
Keep
with
going,
the
you got it.
dinosaurs. Oh gosh.
Hard, you got it. Oh, whoa.
How do you get canceled on a curling
Spin.
stream? Apparently.
So Ryan's looking not too bad here now. If he makes that little hit and gets it hidden, that's pretty good. You know, he gets a couple points here, right back in it, and up comes the confidence.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised. I mean, I know it's early in the game, but I'm surprised Team Dunnan has that many rocks in play. They might, again, be wanting to put the nail in the coffin, but it is definitely uplifting for Team Parent to see that many guards in play, knowing that,
You got it.
you know, they could potentially get a big end here and,
Yeah.
and wipe two ends of play from the scoreboard
Let's
by scoring.
All right.
This is the best. Just a hair more weight.
Test. Well, we're gonna have is Bob gonna honor us with his presence, and is he gonna?
Okay, touch your room. Clean. Switch. Okay, let it grip for a minute. Let it grip hard. Curl, you gotta curl it. Curl it. Curl hard. Curl hard. Okay, keep curling, keep curling. All the way in. All the way in. All the way in. Curl. That's a great spot. Really good. Man. Yeah, I believe it. It looked like it did. I thought it was back 4 all day.
Check 1, 2. Test, test.
It's so much better.
That came
Like
through.
anything
Check,
on
check, check.
that wasn't good though, because they could make this roll, and it was so scary.
Yeah. Check 1, 2.
Now if
You're
he's
hitting that, Marcel?
popping that, and we're gonna still have a yellow in the
And we
middle.
can hit and roll under it.
Yeah. Still curls hard here. I think he's chipping.
Well, I might as well
there we
unmute
go.
us. We're trying to figure out how we can get a wireless mic going here. And you
They
know what
can't
might
kill
be
that.
interesting is
Mhm.
if after the game we can interview one
Like
of the
this,
players.
like it's tempting to hit
Yeah,
this,
no
but
kidding.
That'd be awesome, hey?
You know, I can.
no, I know that's what I mean.
How's that? Can you
But
hear
then
that?
he rips. He might be able to get 2 of them. It's. I think it's
Test,
guard.
test.
It's guard. It's guard. Bite the line on the guard. I'm okay with this. I'm okay with it. Give me middle. Little less. This spot's good. Just barely crossed. Not like, I mean barely cross splitting, not like fully cross.
Check 1, 2.
Okay. Speed will be pretty good here, right? Line's fine, don't kill it. You might have to curl it at the end. A clean straight, clean straight. Clean straight. Clean straight. It's gonna over curl. Just clean it, clean it.
All right, so currently we got yellow sitting 1, red sitting second shot, and Team Dunham just threw up a guard here, trying to get their steal.
I know. I thought I kicked a little more right than I did.
Sit on the
I didn't want
corner.
to add much, but
17:30.
What?
Pretty guilt-free hitting.
Oh.
2.
So
if that was just biting the line, it would have been good. 2-3 inches over.
try to get.
Certain colors that are staggered slightly.
I have nothing over here.
Check 1, 2.
I do have that double, I just don't have the ice for it.
Check 1, 2, 3,
Is
4.
there is he barely ticks the yellow outside.
So we still sit 1-3.
He wrecks the garbage throw it back. Or we could hit this. He can't make the triple. Because he'd have to hit it right of
Curl here.
What triple?
Yeah, and if we hit that.
See it like a little more?
Oh, you're saying if I knows it, yeah.
Test 1, 2, 3, 4.
Like the only way would be is if he
So-
could blast it.
Yeah.
I think I would.
Speed's.
If I guard though, he's forced.
You could, let's see how it shapes up here. Because we don't want to risk bringing in the one from the corner.
Test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Test, test. There we go. That's me. Yeah.
It's just gonna tickle him.
There we go. Oh, Ryan is.
Yeah.
Is that mic working?
Solid board. If I knows it, is it okay?
Auction something off, Rob.
Well, no,
One triple.
I think you're trying to do that.
Yes.
All right, again, a
That's
ton
not
of
safe,
rocks
though.
in play
Why is
here,
that
Lisa.
safe?
Sorry, folks, we had we just
pressure on
we
it.
Like,
had-
if I
we're
knows,
just
what does he
trying
have?
some things out here technically, and we're trying to get a microphone working. And
What's he running? He's
see
running
if we
yellows
could use
because
a
he's not running
wireless
these.
mic to interview one of the players.
Yeah,
out there.
nose shade low, but don't flirt with this.
Yeah, just a
Solid
Took a
boards.
second, but we've
You like 12 or 12
Rob
or
Lane here
11-5?
figured it out, and
12.
now
like
we've
12.
got a special guest here
We do.
to join us.
Hello. It's nice to be up here with you guys.
12.
Can you introduce us to everybody watching here, Bob?
Thank you.
There you go. It's
Very
high
This
tech.
just ran for
Bob.
him pretty good. So just 12. Oh boy.
Who am I here with today?
So, so this is
No-
I'm here. Yes, I'm Bob. I'm the manager.
Honestly, a little flop in any direction is pretty good. But like, if we nose roll like an inch this way, he's host.
Under Rob Lane for an amazing job this weekend. We're not done yet, but
Yep.
and had Marcel here for a few games. But to have Lisa here,
Well, room.
I was excited about it.
Carl.
She has used to work for us here at the Calgary Curling Club, and then
Clean.
she's moved on to bigger and better things.
Girl,
in Medicine
whoa.
Hat. But, we
Whoa,
missed her
whoa.
here. She curled in the Premium League, and she had a really good young team, but she's moved on. And
Only hack.
Really good. He really started moving that as soon as he got down.
It was only hack. It's 12-5 now.
Yeah. I got a 12-6.
I slid just a shade wide and I didn't want to do my normal ad. Anything he does is going into those anyway.
Check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Test, test, test.
I think that even if he gets that top yellow moving, it's going right there.
Check 1, 2, but I don't get.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
He is so
am I getting
screwed.
anything green? You should have a green.
All that wicks off the top. Or tap on that wide.
Test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
We overdid it by like an inch.
You just got to move more than I thought.
It was just a little light. Maybe they said it was light, I didn't hear him.
I did not hear them either.
Check
Say it
1,
was
2,
like-
3, 4, 5. There.
But we did have him going pretty high on trail, so they might not have had a chance.
hello, this is Bob.
What do you mean? Like split and center.
Like a quarter inch more to the left.
Yeah, just split and center is perfect.
I think this is the first time I've seen any of our teams sit on those benches this week.
I sat on one in the first game because I was coming back down the ice. They were throwing first, and I was waiting for their lead to throw so I could get up and.
There's a chance I've done it, but I don't remember doing it yet.
Huh?
Huh? Okay. Next in.
Or give it straight.
All right. Now we have a special guest. We're having some technical issues. I don't know if anyone could hear us, but
We could do the outturn
now
top
we
on
have
the
our
red.
special guest, Bob, the manager of the Calgary Curling Club.
Well, thank you, Lisa. I don't know how special that is, but
It's not easy, but
it is great to be up here with you guys. And I don't know if anyone heard me
You with your
earlier, but I was
10-5?
just saying that I really wanted to thank all the volunteers that have been
That's so 10-5.
involved in the streaming, especially Rob Lane,
Yeah.
who coordinated it all. And it's great to have Lisa
Yeah, I
back
mean,
because
if we get through the hole, we should
she
be
worked
really
in the
close to
office
making it.
for last year, and I think for more than 1 year, but 1 year with me. And,
And that's all that matters, right?
and that's all it took. But she's moved on to Medicine Hat, and she's in
I had to draw a wick.
the media business there, and using
The
her,
media.
and using her career. So that's really good. But it's nice to have her back. And yeah, the Bonspiel I think overall is going pretty good.
Yep.
I'm really happy with the ice conditions. And
Whoa!
I mean, the curling's been amazing, and you know, I sort of predicted. I watched that parent team, you know, all year, and they've been practicing hard, and they've really worked on their technical side of the game and have improved so much this year. So they came through like undefeated. Now they're struggling a little bit in this game, but
Just a little bit.
yeah, but you know what? They'll have a second chance here tonight, which is what they worked for all.
No, I mean like
all week,
focus
but,
on going forward. Like, as long as we're making and missing
yeah.
the other side, we're good.
I hope you guys are enjoying
missing the wrong
being
top
involved
four,
in the
let's keep it
streaming.
simple.
And
They're going to have to push really hard.
So Bob, you
Like,
host
let's just be patient and play well.
two of the, you could say some of the biggest events in the province in terms of having these spiels in a curling club. For example, the Autumn Gold, of course, is you have some enormous teams in that event, and same with the Original 16 has been running for years, and you consistently manage to have these teams coming back, these really big teams, for example, McEwen and John Morris over on Team Kidby. How do you incentivize these teams to come to this event?
Well, you know, in this event, this has been going on for a while, the Original 16, but the field is extremely strong, and it's more, I think we have a good reputation as a Bonspiel, but also
Keep it
some
broomed down.
of
Looks
these top
good.
teams are so close to getting into slams, and also the Brier.
Yeah, it looks like it's a little
I mean,
short.
You know, Sturmey had a taste of the Brier last year, and
Yeah,
they're
15-4.
21st in the world. They need
gotta
to get
bring
to
it in.
16. This is a
Get the 4 foot if you
level
can.
3 event, so it's really, you know, same with McEwen.
Good.
He's trying
Good
to get in there, and Morizumi is another one. John Morris is a friend of mine, and you know, he's sort of coming back. He's come back with this Saskatchewan team, and they're not even ranked or anything, but they're extremely good curlers, and they're gonna be somebody that can, you know, that'll, you know, to deal with. The two big events here, you know, I'm extremely proud to be hosting those two events. I mean, we are one of, if not the biggest curling club in Canada, and I think we should set an example in hosting some of these events, because I think it's good for our members, it's good for our juniors, it's good for people in Calgary to see this level of curling. You know, some of the challenges always ice conditions,
You can bump
because
it a hair.
they're so used to, you know, having arena ice that curls a lot more than it does in a curling club. But you know what? We've had some of the top ice makers in the world come and help us, and Rob Fisk, who is, you know, a very seasoned ice tech that works for us, and you know, that
Okay,
combination
clean it.
has the ice conditions have been
Clean it,
pretty
we're gonna
good.
try to bump.
The Autumn Gold was successful. The players
Clean.
were very positive
Switch,
about the
or
ice
clean, keep clean
conditions,
it straight,
and
straight,
then
straight, straight, straight.
and here too, like there's good curl. It's
Whoa,
extremely
whoa, whoa,
keen.
whoa. Curl,
And,
curl.
the
curl
players
if you're
like it.
tapped. Curl if you're tapped.
What I find interesting about the Calgary Curling Club is that you'll have events like
Really good.
this,
Perfect.
but the location of the club, oftentimes you'll find people randomly walking into the club, not knowing what building they're walking into, and they'll stumble across the sport and think, what am I watching right now? And I had that happen a few times when I was working in the office last year here. People just walking in going, can I watch this? Do I have to pay for a membership to watch? Like, not understanding the sport. But just the location of this club being downtown Calgary, it's a really good opportunity for people to get exposed to the event, because a lot of the time you'll find clubs are in the middle of nowhere on the outskirts of town. But here, you just have a great location, and Calgary Curling Club is also one of the clubs in Calgary that hosts a ton of corporate events. And so just exposing so many new people to the sport. Do you feel, Bob, that this club is still growing? Are you finding a lot of new people joining this year?
You know, it is growing, and you know what? Clubs like this, it's not uncommon for successful curling clubs to get a little bit stagnant, and I think that, you know, we maybe are a little bit guilty of that, in the sense that
Okay.
you know, we had members and we serviced members, and they were all relatively happy. But then all of a sudden,
16-5.
it's kind of like some golf courses where
right.
they wake up
Not
one
bad.
day and they have an aging membership, and they have less and less people curling, and they haven't really done anything to kind of innovative to like bring in, like, you know, we're also focused on young people. Well, there's a few things. We have to, first of all, make sure that the members we have are happy and that we're meeting their needs. And then secondly, we need to branch out. And you know, that's really important to me, and that's a priority for us. I mean, I am so proud of the fact, you know, last year we had over 100 corporate events here, and that's exposing people from all walks of life to come and try this game. And then, you know, your comment about people coming off the street is, yeah, we're right off the Bow River, and you know, it's so convenient here for people to just drop in. And you know, it's really important that we have friendly people that greet those people. We take the time to show them around and explain the game to them, because you never know, they may be future curlers. So, you know, our focus is, of course, our membership, and our members are number one. But, you know, we're really expanding in that corporate side. We're expanding our academy. So, you know, we have 69 juniors in our junior program. We have, you know, we have our Learn to Curls are bursting at the seams. So those things are all positive.
Make a touchdown. Clean. Wait's good.
Well, on that note, as everyone can see here, we have a little bit of a deficit for team parents. Now, Bob, you, team parent, they play in, which day do they play here? Is it
Premium League?
Premium
on,
League
Wednesday.
on Wednesdays.
Yep.
You've probably spent a lot more time watching Ryan curl than I've watched them curl. Can we just get into this this team, because I think a lot of people might underestimate them and their abilities, because first of all, they're a young team. Second of all, I mean, they haven't, you know, they're not quite on the level of Team Sturmay, but they are a team that's slowly working their way up, and they beat Karsten Sturmay this weekend. They beat Vavrick. Was it Vavrick? I can't remember. It was, sorry, Team Sturmay, Team Hood, and yeah, Team Vavrick. So, what are these younger teams doing that you're seeing? Because they practice here. What are they doing to get on that same level as a team like Karsten Sturmay, and then eventually a team like McEwen, and then eventually Gushu? Like, what are they doing to up their game?
Well, I think it's a combination of things, and I watch them, and you know what, they work harder than any other team, and they're here on, you know, if there's an hour of ice time and they can get away, they're here all time. You know, last Saturday evening, you know, members, you know, I know Ryan was here, and it was at 8 o'clock at night on a Saturday. You know, he's getting an hour of practice in. You know, with your dad, they're using the laser, they're getting their,
It's hard to get like really good
technical
form
part of the
for
game is
kids.
pretty solid. Like, if you want to throw up weight, they've got it. You want to throw a finesse game, they've got it. And I think they need to keep playing, those teams that are so close, that have played in the Briars, because they're throwing it as good as them. They have all the technical ability, and I think it's just a matter
You're
of
probably
them
coming off that and making a double in
playing
the next
more
one
and more
anyway.
against that competition in those situations. And I'm not surprised at their 3-0 record here. And I mean, they were in a tough pool. That's an extremely good pool. Vavrick won last weekend in Beaumont. You know, Sturmay is very focused here, because he needs this win, you know, to get into the next slam, and he's just on the cusp of that. So for them to win that, but that's my observation, and I just think they love the game. I mean, they love being at the curling club.
Yeah, that's a great point, because I find aging out of juniors like Ethan and James have done, it can feel very hopeless, because you feel like there's this gigantic leap you have to take in order to get to where McEwen or Gushu or
just rolling big's good.
Those big
we don't
teams
want to risk
are.
double rolling out.
And it can feel like such a task, and it'll feel like it'll take years to get to that point. But all you really need to do at the end of the day is to love to play the game, and eventually you'll get there. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah. You know, and I had a good conversation with Mike McEwen, again, a Manitoban, right? And me and Manitoba are, like, that's my home. And I talk about that all the time. But you know what? I think he was in 13 Manitoba playdowns, provincials, before he won. And when you talk to him, you just know that he has a love for the game. Like, it's not about the money. It's just the love of the game and the desire to get to the top.
Oh, it can't be about the money if you're under curling. That's definitely not the right mindset to take into it.
I have two boys that are in the hockey world,
Yeah.
and thank God they went that route.
I agree. Hockey, baseball, soccer, anything.
But you know, that's a part of it, and
you know,
I love that we have this under 25 focus right now, because it's giving these young teams. I mean, Cole Adams' team, you know, won an event just 2 weeks ago in Edmonton, under 25, and you know, and Ryan's team, like these teams, the Golden Bear teams, like they have a purpose now. They have a division that by having success in that division is I think coming out of juniors you can get disheartened pretty quick.
Big time.
And
Big
if
time.
you're not if you're not picked up by a top team to maybe learn, it's kind of, there's a big learning curve there.
Yeah, I remember actually when I was in a junior spiel, Jocelyn Peterman came and gave a talk to the curlers there, and she mentioned that she basically got picked up by Jennifer Jones immediately after juniors, which is just unheard of. Maybe back then, but nowadays, unless you're a top tier team like Mackenzie Zacharias, you're not going to have that opportunity. So it can be disheartening, and I really do like the fact that they have that U25 event. Part of the reason why I didn't want them to change the age of juniors is also for that reason, but I won't get into that because that's a whole other conversation.
So
but
we want a dead nose.
it can be disheartening. So I do think that Curling Alberta Curling Alberta is doing a really good job of trying to hold on to those curlers that are leaving juniors with that U25 event.
I agree, and it's a pretty fine line right now with those teams that are coming up. They're working hard. The curling, the Alberta Curling Tour has a lot of events, and they're fairly close to home, so a little bit more affordable if you don't have the big sponsorship to help your team.
Yeah, Team Hood, for example, I think they wanted to move to Alberta. You're coming from New Zealand, you have a whole country to pick from. 99% of the people who don't live in Canada are thinking Toronto. That's the heart of Canada, right? But no, they said Alberta has just so many events, and they are relatively easy to drive to. So that's why they came here, which is always good to hear that Alberta is doing a good job of holding a lot of events.
Yeah, and that's such a good story, the New Zealand team, right? Anton Hood and his crew. They live with the seniors, and they play here, and they work here, and so.
Curl.
The retirement center.
Good.
The senior care center.
Yes, I got to be careful with my wording.
Be careful.
I think Marcel, you don't live there, do you, with the New Zealand team?
Shade light. This doesn't hit very hard.
I missed the click on that one. But,
Oh boy.
It was between 12 and 12.
What's happening in this curling game?
So, yeah.
Can't remember.
You know what? It's
So
it's not looking good. It's the fourth end, and
there. Like that.
the parent team is trying to, to create something to get multiple points, but there's not a lot. I mean, if they can.
There hasn't been a lack of opportunity, really. The team Dunnan has really thrown a ton of guards, had rocks in play, but it just seems that Parent hasn't been able to capitalize onto that.
Lisa, it's interesting strategy in the game is it was really about 2 weeks ago when Retornaz from Italy won a slam, and it was interesting. He had a pretty comfortable lead in a game, but he did not go defensive. And I mean, they can peel, they can throw the 5-second peels and stuff, but he didn't go to that. He just kept playing the game that got him that lead. And it was really interesting. I mean, they won, but it wasn't sort of the traditional way of those top teams, how they just, run other teams out of it.
Yeah, that's probably a product of the rules, the changing rules,
yeah.
the no-tick rule. I think in a lot of ways people understand that in order to, you can't win a game in the first 2-3 ends. You have to keep capitalizing on that. But at the same time, the no-tick rule can be really hard to play a defensive game, and I think curling rules are leaning more into the aggression side of curling than anything.
And they can throw it so hard too.
Yeah.
So, in an earlier game today, Mike McEwen, he was playing Italy, and he had a comfortable lead. And the Italian team put up a corner guard, and McEwen bumped it into the house, and he killed his rock. And so he's so confident that he's almost putting the second point into the house, but it's early in the end, and he knows they're going to throw it hard enough and set up a double somewhere in that end and get out of that. And it's an interesting strategy,
His
but
rock just
when
did
you
the
can
same
throw
thing, where
it
it looked like he
as
was gonna roll
hard
under
and as
then it kinda
accurate
flattens.
as
We
these
can roll wide though.
teams can now, they can change that. They can, in the, days past, we wouldn't dream of chipping a corner guard into the house.
No.
Just clean.
So we did get a comment just now.
Clean.
Actually, our first
Just
comment of the
clean.
entire live stream from
Clean.
Brian Stilling
Clean.
asking
Curl.
what the score of the Jenkins game is.
Clean.
And
Clean.
the Jenkins
Curl it,
game
curl it,
is
curl it,
also
curl
a
it.
blowout. Looks
Hard,
like
hard, hard, hard.
it's 6-0 for Jenkins against Favreck. Oh, 6-1, sorry. It's always difficult when they're standing in front of the scoreboard. And we have quite a few blowouts actually on this ice right now.
What was it?
On sheet 3, which is also it's
They were both-
Morizumi. Hopefully, I'm
they're
saying
both
that all
solid
right.
half. They pushed them to the
6-1
half.
against Meek.
I think it pushed it
And I-
like about 3-4 feet through.
I do believe McEwen is winning by
Kept on
quite a
looking like they
few
wanted to
on
go
Team
and never
Kidby
did.
as well.
Wasn't crazy positive either.
Yeah, we can't see that
Okay, yeah.
scoreboard
No.
just yet.
I think it's it looks like it's 5-2 for McEwen. So there's quite a few blowouts. Sheets 6, 7, and 8, closer
I think
games.
that, that's the point. They don't want to take one.
Richard against Team Davies. It looks like Davies has the lead. I'm not going to guess what that score. That is quite the junky end they're playing. Over on sheet 8, Team Collies beating Bernath, the Saskatchewan Bernath, 3-2.
Are they trying to make it over the top?
And then
or are
in
they
this
trying to make
draw, in this format with
think
these
that's harder.
these
I mean,
pools,
Inside and
I think it's easier to have your
there's
shooter
only
do
3
that
games
one.
out there that the
Yeah, that might
losers
not
get
be
a second
too high
chance,
up.
right? So it's the game with
He
Parent
makes this seem like
and
the greatest shot I've seen in person in my life.
the Kid B team, the Kid B and McEwen game, and Morizumi and Meek.
Okay.
So
I
the
know,
losers will
this is
still
ridiculous.
play
This is harder.
tonight
This is way
for a
harder.
chance to qualify. Every other game is sudden death,
Interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know
And
that.
it was
Yeah.
for the win, too,
and they get
so
that's
that-
their reward for winning, being the top 3 teams or the top 6 teams in the
That's
in,
awesome.
in the pools.
Yeah, yeah.
And so it's interesting. Terry Meek's team, like they're
The
getting,
scores he's getting too with this shot.
they're down 6-1 right now,
You
but
should hit that on the side.
they've had a great. It's over. Yeah, they've had a really good bonspiel to this point. I mean, that's a senior team that's gearing up for the Alberta Provincials or the Playdowns, and they certainly have played pretty good this weekend.
All right, so that will be 2 more for Team Dunnan. That game is over. I do believe since that has wrapped up so quickly, we're going to go over to a different sheet maybe and stream some other sheets. Sheet 2. Yep, so sheet 2, obviously 2 very big teams here. Bob, who's playing over there?
Well, it's Kidby against McEwen on sheet 2, and so John Morris is skipping Kidby, and then the rest of the guys are from Saskatchewan. But that's his third is Braden Moskowitz. Now Braden played with McEwen, and he played with Dunstone at a very, very high level. He's been out of the game for about a year and a half, but I mean he still looks fabulous. He's made a lot of shots this weekend, and they're getting beat by McEwen here, but you know what? They'll play again tonight, and wouldn't surprise me to see them, advance to the playoffs tomorrow.
And thank you to our awesome camera crew back here. And I actually don't know these 2 ladies' names. Tina and Judy. The Tina and Judy have been doing an awesome job with our cameras behind the scenes, so we'd like to thank them. I am trying to get Ryan Parent up here for a post-game interview. I don't know how badly he's going to want to talk. He might not want to talk about that loss, but we'll try and get Ryan up for a post-game interview and kind of see what went wrong in that game. So Bob is actually going to head out here, and we'll get Marcel back doing his job. His job has been stolen.
Yes, I'm going to give that job back to him, and thanks, Lisa. It's nice to talk with you.
Nice
up here.
chatting with you, as always. And thank you for the beer, Bob. Original 16, sponsor of this event.
Thank you very much, Bob. Always a pleasure, my friend. If you see Ryan Parent, tell him to come into the sound booth here.
Yeah. he might not be wanting to do a post-game interview, but we'll try.
Well, we could talk about everything that went right.
Exactly. Why not?
This game was one of them, right? But look, he still goes. He's now he is playing at 8 o'clock.
Either against Tau or Khonshu. Tau being the U of A Bears, Pandas,
Mhm.
one of the two.
Bears.
And Khonshu, I can't remember where they're from. Do you know much about that team?
Yeah, I did announce earlier. I think they're an Edmonton team.
Edmonton, okay.
Yep. But Conchu's got a fairly big lead in that game.
Yeah, Khonshu is up 7-2 right now. But let's talk about Kidby and McEwen for a minute here. 2-point lead for McEwen, up 5-3. And Kidby is shooting right now. Kidby obviously being John Morris's team.
Yeah, it kind of looks like Johnny's throwing up a coming around maybe the top of the house, 4 foot. Oh no, he's throwing no, he is coming around now, Lisa, to the top of the 12 foot. Yeah, just to sit on that yellow stone that is in the house, or red stone. Sorry, got my colors mixed up. It's funny, Bob left Manitoba. Thought he was going to start crying. Thought a tear to his eye there.
So, Team Kidby here is lined up with 4th John Morris, got 3rd Braden Muscowie, 2nd Dustin Kidby, and then Skip here, DJ Kidby. So got 2 brothers on the team. Now, I'll be honest, I haven't really been watching this team. Is John Morris, I'm assuming is he holding the broom or is he throwing last rocks?
He's holding the broom.
He's holding the
yeah,
broom.
and he is throwing last rocks.
Is he? Oh.
I believe he is. He's skipping. Yeah, and he's throwing last rocks.
Okay,
yeah.
So interesting. Why?
Because he wanted to be anonymous. He didn't want people to know.
Oh, all right. We're hearing from our camera ladies here that he wanted to be anonymous. He didn't want the team under his name, which is interesting because that's actually the opposite of what most skips want.
News is out.
He's here. It's awesome to see some
Some big
talented
names here,
players.
yeah.
Yeah, talented
for
players
sure.
on the ice.
Where are they putting this stone here? Looks like they're just going to go to the corner of that red one again and challenge Team McEwen. Team McEwen is going to be taking that top off. Didn't waste any time with that.
Yeah, McEwen's team, Mike McEwen at skip, Colton Flash at 3rd, who used to skip his own team for a little bit. And then 2nd in lead, we're seeing double. 2 twins here, Kevin Marsh and Daniel Marsh.
Mm-hmm.
They've been playing together for forever.
Forever,
And they
yep.
did play with Colton Flash for quite a few years, I want to say. So some good dynamics on both of those teams.
For sure, and some big names, and they have played in, like Bob said, very, very high level events. So, seeing them here at the Calgary Curling Club this weekend is a little bit of a treat. So Team Kidby is just going to set up a center line guard, try to protect that one in the house. A little bit deep, probably for what he wanted. Any John Morris fans out there in YouTube land, maybe you can send us a note on YouTube if you're able to do that, and give us a bit of a story about what you remember about John here when he was curling in the Olympics, and he won the gold with Kevin Martin and so on. I'd like to hear from you guys.
He's been in the Olympics a few times, and once with, was it Rachel? Rachel Holman?
Rachel
They
Holman,
used to
yeah.
play mixed doubles together. So he's been in every.
Oh no, it wasn't Rachel Holman. It was
Caitlin Laws?
Caitlin Law. Yeah, and they
Was
won.
it? Yes. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. You're right. Because he played with Rachel Holman a couple years ago, I believe, in mixed doubles.
Yeah.
But when they went to the Olympics, it was with Caitlin Laws, and I
Right.
do believe that was the first year that the mixed doubles was in the Olympics.
Yes. Yeah,
Yep.
and they won. It was awesome.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful win.
And other sheets that have wrapped up here: Jenkins beating Vavrick 7-1, and they've cleared the sheet. Obviously, the sheet we're on right now, decently close game. Again, Morizumi beating Meek. They're off the ice. The rest of the sheets are still on the ice, other than our feature sheet parent Dunnan. They have left. I will say there's not too many close games. Khonshu's kind of running away with the game over on sheet 7 against Tau, and Libis quite the lead on Team Goring. Obviously, Goring's kind of making a comeback after that 5-point deficit in the first end. Slow comeback, but they are still out on the ice playing.
Yeah, Libis scored 5 in the first end, and that's always a killer.
Yeah, that's a hard pill to swallow.
But you know, they just came off the ice. They just played each other here on sheet 8, and you know, he cracks 5 on him in the first end, and that's a tough one. Well, how's that look? How's that house looking here for Mr. McEwen? Sure, a lot of thought put into his next shot.
Yeah, McEwen always likes to think through things very thoroughly.
He's a guy that always has about 10 seconds left on the clock on his
Yeah,
last shot.
it looks just like Cooey. It looks like the red and the yellow there in the top 8 foot are right next to each other. I think they're touching, but they are dead flat horizontally right beside each other. So it looks like McEwen's talking about a potential freeze on that top 8 foot yellow. Nope. He's throwing the peel.
He's going
There
to
you go.
do the peel or just run it back into the bunch. He might want to.
And this is a fun game to watch. Those wondering why that wasn't our feature sheet, like to try and stream as many different games as we can for family members out there who can't watch their team curl. And I'm sure both McEwen and Kidby will probably find some success in this tournament. I think it'd be fair to say that. So we'll probably see more of them in the near future.
That would be fair to say. The winner of this team, or the winner of this game, does qualify. And the loser of this game actually plays at 8 o'clock tonight, and they have another chance to qualify. So.
Yeah, the loser of that game will go to the Vavrick Jenkins game. So that would be Jenkins actually playing in that game. Jenkins would have a tough battle to qualify, but judging by the game they just played, decent chance. Just judging by how they kind of dominated that game against Vavrick, and Vavrick is a strong team.
Well, what's Johnny going to do here? Throw up another guard? With that ice, kind of looks like it.
And I'm loving the hoodie outfits of this John Morris team. If he's wanting to stay inconspicuous, he's definitely doing a good job of that.
A hoodie and running
camo
shoes.
hat, yeah. My dad always said he always used to wear jeans when curling, and I always asked him, why do you wear jeans when you're curling? And he said, it's so the other team thinks I'm worse than I am. So, I mean, even outfits can be...
Good strategy.
Yeah,
good strategy.
Even outfits can be a strategy in a way.
So Johnny does throw up another center line guard, and looks like Mr. McEwen is going to try to take it off here. Looks like McEwen is going to be playing peel weight on this shot. Not really. It's not that heavy, but probably peeled down. Just trying to get it off that center path. And he has accomplished his task. Kind of looks like John, they got the broom down there fairly quickly. Looks like John is trying to do the same, center line guard. Or maybe just a tap. Tap that yellow one up. Oh, he's playing big weight here. Actually, I was totally wrong. Looks like he's hitting the one on the side. And what a beautiful shot. Taps that one into the 4-foot, protects it on the center line. Does leave McEwen a chance for a double there. And if he does get his double, where's Rob's going to join us? Hey, Rob.
Hey, Marcel. Just while Lisa stepped away, I thought I'd drop in and help you out.
What's he going to do here, you think?
Well,
He's got to count. Can he get a
count.
triple here somehow?
It's there. It's not an easy shot, but yes, the
Kinda.
double does him. Does the double do him any good? I don't
think so.
I don't think so.
You know?
I think he has to throw the triple, or you possibly draw.
Yeah.
Possibly draw. Oh, but Lisa's back. I'll let Lisa. Lisa's gonna test out the
Original 16.
original 16. How's that original 16, Lisa?
It's great.
It's great. Lisa likes original 16.
You know, I know what it does to me. It makes me smarter and better looking.
And you too, eh? Really?
Isn't that amazing?
It's amazing. I tell my wife that often. If the more you drink, the better I look.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Was that live? Oh dear. Anyways, yes. If I'm Team McEwen, do they have a draw?
Looks like they're gonna try this.
They're gonna
hit
try the
here.
run back.
I don't know, man. At this point, I mean,
You know, Team McEwen's got a lead right now.
well, he does.
So I would be. I mean, you make the triple and you score 2. That puts you in a really good spot. You probably get handshakes, and you can never take John Morris lightly.
No.
But scoring 1 here, you're up 6-3.
Right.
That's pretty good too.
That's
but
true. Right?
hey, if there's a guy who's going to make a run back triple, Mike McEwen is probably one of the guys that's going
Let's
to do
see
it.
here.
1, 2.
Nope.
No. So he's going to give up a steal of 1.
1 for sure. Maybe 2. 1.
They kicked him off pretty quick.
Well, you know what? A steal of 1 is not the end of the world.
No.
That still leaves him up by, 1 point.
Yeah.
Just 1, yeah.
I think it's just 1. We're going to have to wait for them to post the score, but we think it's just 1. We think it's. You don't have to transition, Tina. No. So, yeah, we think it's 5-4. You know what? It was an odd end. Oh, and Tina's going to update the end for us as well. Tina's going to switch that from end 5 to end 6 for us. Thanks, Tina.
And now we're shooting end 7, Tina. So Kidby throws up a center line guard, trying to get something going here in the 7th end. Trying to steal one and tie the game up.
You know, this John Morris team, Team Kidby is the name that they're going under, but these guys are all experienced, and they're not going to panic. And that little steal they just had there, they're pretty happy with that. So
They are, for sure.
they realize they got a steal here for the win.
Yep.
But these guys are pretty savvy veterans who aren't too worried about it.
What's he calling for? Is he going to come around, you think?
Yeah, it kind of looks like he's iced for it. If I'm McEwen, I like this call. I'm probably going to come around here to the top 4 foot. I definitely do not want to be deep. Can't afford to come behind the
can't
tee
be
line
behind
here.
the tee line, no.
No. Terry Meek would have a discussion with you and I if we were playing lead for him and came deep on this shot.
Oh, yeah,
Terry might have some words for us.
definitely.
They might be in a Daryl Sutter kind of vein of
Words. It's kind of an action word.
It's definitely an action word. But the McEwen team puts it exactly where they're supposed to. Top button.
Johnny wastes no time to throw that broom down, though.
No, exactly.
Looks like he's going to go on top of that.
You know, John Morris has always been a fast player, hey? He doesn't
Mhm.
waste time at all.
He doesn't. Are they down to only one sweeper here? They got 3 guys?
Well, I haven't been paying super close attention.
Neither
We've
have
had-
I. Bob
we've
kind of.
been- Yeah,
created
Bob
it,
distracted us,
yeah.
and we've been commentating on other games, so we'll see if maybe somebody had a quick break. So they throw up the second guard. Definitely a good play. McEwen going to come in again. Morris, he's got to be patient. He can't come in too soon. I know it looks daunting when your opposition's sitting on top of the button and you've double guarded him, but that's what John Morris wants right now.
Maybe all these games being slow is going to speed up for the last game.
These games are faster.
I mean, faster.
So McEwen coming again, really nice boy. They've got that draw path
They
down.
sure do.
Hey, look at that right on top.
That is a beautiful shot.
Yeah, I realize our camera angle's a little far away. Our cameras are situated at sheet 5, and so we've zoomed into sheet 2 to give you the best shots we possibly can. So it looks like John's going to come just sit on top of these again. So John's just looking to, he's doing a setup shot right now.
So you just want to sit, he wants to sit on top.
A little bit of an
Not
angle.
deadly on top,
No,
but just
no,
at an
you
angle.
want a little bit of an angle, so because he's going to jiggle things around. John's gonna take a couple shots. He knows he needs a couple or 3 rocks to jiggle things around. Really important to stay on top of these rocks, though. He can be a hair short. Can't be deep here. The boys are, and they're back to 2 sweepers now. So there we go. Good
A
job.
little bounce though, right? But that might be a bit of I guess McEwen is not messing around. He's gonna go to the top there and start to clean it up.
Absolutely, yeah. So, yeah, a little bit of a mistake from the Morris team there. They definitely didn't want to bounce. You know, it's amazing in this game how sometimes 6 inches is a world of difference in your shot, right?
Yep.
Brent says you're doing great.
Oh, thank you.
We got a little comment from Brent Hansen. Thanks very much, Brent. If you're out there listening, if any of you other YouTube listeners are out there and you want to make a comment, let us know where you are or what you think of this tournament. Just let us know.
Yeah, we're open.
Don't
to
be
any
shy.
feedback. My mom wasn't available to watch this game, so I won't get any
No.
comments from my mom this time. But next game I'll be on and
Just going on our permanent record.
yeah.
I sent Sheba a note to say.
All right, Johnny looking to he's continuing just to jiggle things around here. It looks like he's called
He
just a
is,
little tap. Again, not necessarily looking to be shot here. He's
No.
just looking to
He's looking-
place these rocks as best he possibly can.
And then he'll set it up for that last big shot.
Yep. And if there's a guy who likes having the big shot, John Morris is definitely
oh my
one of them.
gosh.
Hey,
Remember the Olympics and what he did?
that run in 2009, 2010 with Kevin
Mhm.
Martin, John Morris, Mark Kennedy, and Ben Hebert. That might have been the best team of all time.
Unbelievable,
With
yep.
all due respect to some of the other great teams out there. But holy smokes, those guys in a 2-year span went undefeated at 2 Briars, 2 Worlds,
Mhm.
and Olympics. They just couldn't miss those guys.
Ooh.
That was some magic watching those games.
It really was.
It was a lot of fun. And just a salt of the earth kind of guy. You know what? John's just nicest guy you'd ever meet. You'd walk up to him on the street,
Yep.
introduce yourself. He'd shake your hand and chat with you anytime. So, love to see that.
Yeah, great guy, and I mean, he's done a lot for the sport, hasn't he?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Didn't he play third with Simmons too? And Simmons won the
He
John stepped back, actually. So John took over. Kevin Cooey was on a team, stepped away from the team. Kevin decided to make a new team. And Pat Simmons came in, John Morris, and in the middle of a Briar, John Morris said, you know what, boys, the lineup isn't working. We're going to put Pat in at skip and call the game, and I'm just going to throw third. And they wound up winning that Briar.
Pat's sitting right there.
And Pat's just a
Couple seats down.
couple seats down from us. He is coaching. Who was he coaching?
Well, he's Richard or Davies, one or the other.
No, not those. Not those ones.
No?
Bernath. I think he's coaching Bernath.
Is he coaching Bernath?
He's
Oh,
coaching
okay.
Bernath,
Yep.
yeah. Just we happen to be sitting behind Bernath's
You
sheet
do.
and can't move, so Pat was kind enough not to ask us to move our entire broadcast
I
booth.
know, eh? He could come back here, though.
Yeah, Pat could sit back here if he wanted to.
He's not looking.
No. He's probably a little busy keeping track of Bernath's shots right now.
Well, Johnny set that house up a little
Yeah,
bit.
no, John's kind of in a pretty good spot right now.
Sneaking in there.
Yeah. Now McEwen's got the horses and the weight to blow some stuff up here, so he's not too panicked yet either.
Looks like we've got a win on sheet 6. Looks like Team Richard has defeated Team Davies in 6 ends here, so they're shaking hands.
Yep.
On sheet 8, Team Colley against Bernath. They're tied up in the 6th end, and they're
Seventh
going,
end.
in the 7th end. They're playing the 7th there right now.
So the only game remaining on the ice other than the Colley Bernath game is our game, and actually the McEwen team came down with just a pistol of a shot and picked out both yellows. So
That's that.
Golden Flash,
young
I think.
Flash, yeah.
Yeah. There's another guy who can throw the heat.
Unbelievable shooter.
So the end's not lost for John yet, but he's got some work to do now. He's got no rocks in the rings. They do have a couple rocks up front. They're not ideal guards for John at the moment. So he's going to have to play around in the house here.
He's thinking about this one.
Yeah.
It's not just a gimme.
No, and John still needs to move a couple rocks behind the tee line, both of the McEwen stones. And this is where it's so important for those front enders, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, if the McEwen stones are just 2 feet heavier, we're talking a different story. Johnny Moe's a lot happier. So John's got some work to do.
Looks like Johnny just wants to hit
Tap.
that. And is he tapping? Is he playing big weight here,
no,
though?
he
Rob?
must be playing some big weight. I'm a little surprised. I thought he'd just tap and build up a bit of a wall here, but
tap, but he's trying to roll in behind.
yeah, roll behind the guard. Not a bad call.
No.
Yeah, you can do that too. Little hit, makes the double. Didn't get the roll that he wanted though, so that leaves the rock wide open for the McEwen team. They're going to hit and roll back.
Well, they're going to try hit and roll. If they hit and stay there, I mean, they forced Johnny to 1 here. They look pretty good in the 8th end, going home with a hammer.
Well, and Mike actually has the hammer, right? Because John Stone the last end.
Oh.
So Mike's in control. I think if you see a hit and stick here, John's got to play the double. John can't afford to let Mike have 2 points here. John could, with the 3-rock rule, John could elect to force Mike to 1. Try and hold Mike to 1.
Mm-hmm.
And be 2 down coming home with the 5-rock rule and the no-tick rule in place. You've got a chance.
So John's trying to get in behind this yellow and red stone.
That's
and
a
just kind
pretty
of
big cross-house double. So John's played his cards. He's gonna draw around, draw to it, try and freeze, I think. So he'll be behind the guards, hopefully frozen, hopefully shot.
Wonder what the ice is holding out like. It has been around 14 and a half,
Has
15
it?
seconds. Yeah, so
Okay.
we'll put a stopwatch
Okay.
on this one
Put a
and
watch
see.
on this one and see what we get.
Oh, they're working it.
Yeah.
Doesn't look heavy, that's for sure.
No.
I don't think they
but
can hurt it.
I don't think they can hurt it.
That's pretty light.
John's encouraging them. They're dragging it as far as they
16,
can.
8-5. 16,
Ooh, that
8-5.
is light. No, that's just light.
Oof.
I think John just kicked light on that one. I don't know. At 16.85, I don't think you can blame a slow slide path or anything there. I think that's just a slight mistake by John.
Having a little bit of a discussion here. Colton's going down to have a conversation with his. Oh. He went right down there and drew.
Said, "This is exactly where I want this rock to be." There's no discussion.
Right here.
Right here. This is. Do you ever do that with Terry Meek? Do you ever walk down and just say, "Terry, this is where the rock needs to be"?
I'll tell you what. I'll try it next time I'm out there, and I'll let you know.
Yeah,
how
let me know how it goes. I think you'll be on sheet 1, I'll be on sheet 8, and I'm pretty sure I'll know how that conversation went. I don't think you'll have to report to me after the game.
No. Pretty sure you'll hear.
I think so. Zotuck, get back in the hack.
Yeah. Just sweep the rock.
Just sweep the rock, Zotuck.
Don't think. That's all you need to do.
That's all. You're here for one thing.
Yeah.
Deliver 2 stones and sweep.
And buy beer after.
And buy beer afterwards, yeah.
Do your job.
That's, yeah, exactly. We got you on this team for one reason.
Okay, well,
Okay. Let's see what the time is on this one.
Let's see that for sure. Colton's going to throw a straighter stone, I believe.
Yeah.
Colton's not throwing.
No, this is
Mike's
is it
stone.
Mike?
Is it
This
Mike?
is Mike. Yeah, this is Mike.
Jeez,
Mike's pretty positive on his release. So.
Guess I should watch the screen.
The ice has got a little heavier than everybody's off of it. There's 5 empty sheets.
Maybe. Might have slowed down.
Yeah, it could be a little bit of change with a bunch of teams exiting the game. That can impact the ice, but Marcel will give us the time here in a moment.
Well, they worked it all the way down. Doesn't look
Did.
heavy. That's a 15.81, so that would be
okay.
top
So
house.
That's a full second faster than John's, and I'm going to call that a solid 4 feet deeper. So they typically say 1 second for 6 feet. We're quite a ways away. It's in the zone. So I don't think the ice is slowed down at all.
No, I don't think so.
I
It's been
think,
holding up really good.
Much as I don't like to tell John Morris how to curl, I'm gonna say John Morris kicked out slow on his first one. So yeah, Braden Moskowy calling the big hit and roll here, or is he just drawn?
Kind of looks like he called that hit
Looks like
and
he
roll.
called the hit and roll, but I don't like the broom for the hit and roll. That looks like a draw for the.
It does look like a draw, and that's. I think the call is a draw. That's what he should be doing, I believe.
Yeah, should be.
It looks like he's
I don't think Johnny's got enough experience for this bonspiel. Yeah, it looks nice.
That looks better. Yeah,
Well, once
sweeper's
they
looking
start to-
for a bit of curl. Once they start to go, they go.
15, it's T-line.
Okay, that should be T. Is he going to bury, though?
Maybe.
Hard to tell from this angle. I think he hung on for shot.
I think he did, yeah.
Hung on for shot, and now I don't know that he's buried.
Kind of looks like they're looking at the run back there.
Well, potentially.
See that? Yeah, he's going right in the middle of the stone.
Yeah, so John might have, John might have buried that rock.
Attaboy,
Just
John.
hard to tell with our, we're going to send our roving reporter Tina Zotuk over to sheet 2 to see if she can come back with a line call for us.
Now's a good time to get another drink.
Yeah, I think so. Quick. Couple more original 16s. She won't notice if we
I
have
know.
a full glass reappear, will she?
No.
Okay.
Well, Mikey, let's see what you can do here.
Yeah. You know, run backs are never a guarantee. That's a pretty short run back in these guys' world, but
Definitely is.
let me tell you, the run back is just never a guarantee.
Well,
You
he's
gotta
not throwing big weight, isn't he?
No,
That was buried.
that was buried. Okay, our roving reporter Tina Zotuk tells us that was buried. So they're just doing a clean, which tells me they're pretty close. And he gets the
Oh,
run
look at
back.
that.
That's 4
Game over.
handshakes. Game
over.
4. Yeah, that's a big score by the McEwen team. So McEwen wins over Kidby. I'm going to try and reset our cameras just to go over to sheet 8 to catch the end of the Collie versus Bernath. We'll be back in 1 second, and I'll change up the cameras for you.
Collie from Italy against Bernath are in the 8th end here. And once Rob gets us over to that ice, you'll see how that house is set up. But Bernath has the hammer. He's down 1. And they're just shooting to get around this guard and probably just freeze to the corner of the yellow stone that is sitting in the forefoot. That looks like a great shot. Great shot. Collie with a shot here. Looks like he is trying to get to the corner of this yellow one that is sitting on the forefoot just on top of Bernath, or of the shot that just was made. Oh, a little tick on the top. It's going to be an interesting end here, Rob. Bernath having the hammer. He's thinking about either clearing the top off or, yeah, it looks like he's thinking about clearing the top off, maybe trying to get that double.
Yeah, I like the way the double's situated for him.
Yeah.
Team at this age and this gamesmanship level should be running the double peel here. If they only get the single, that's fine, but really they kind of need to make a double peel here.
Yeah, he's a little tight on
tight.
that.
That looks tight, yeah. So you might want to...
Oh, look out.
Oh, it's close. Oh, stuffed it.
He did stuff it, yeah.
That's right in between. You know, it's so hard to make the audible on that, and you got to bail early on that audible, right? And so do you believe in your horses, and can they back the rock up? Or do you bail on it early and go for plan B?
Yeah.
The doll side team quite often goes for Plan Z, but
Well, you guys throw that special weight
we throw that special weight. We do have what we
with
call
that
special
special
weight.
turn.
With the special turn that Bob Genoway loves. There's nothing more fun than watching Bob Genoway turn inside out when I give a half a rotation and I get it to turn left at Albuquerque at the far hog line.
Yeah, you're a great shooter.
Well, I don't know if I'd call it great. Definitely not textbook. Kids, don't try this at home.
Team Collies.
So they're just looking to
Gonna throw
put the
up another
guard back.
guard here,
Yep,
yeah.
they're just looking to put a high guard back up, touching center line somewhere. Anywhere from a 1 to, they don't want to come too deep in. They definitely want to stay up at that one, but you don't want to flirt with that hog line either. It doesn't look like their time. They're not hogging here.
They're not hogging, but it ain't curling.
No, this is hanging out there. They're trying to sweep to make it curl.
Here it comes. Here it comes. Oh,
Yeah.
they'll be all right.
Yeah, finishing a little bit late. They're going to try and just get the center line. There's no port there. That's important. They did not want to leave a port there. So now, Bernath, similar shot back. He's got the little bit easier double run here. So you're going to see some heat come from the Bernath team here. They got the sweepers on again right away, looking pretty good.
Looks like a double coming our way.
I think so. Yep, there's the double. Gets the
Beautiful
roll. The
shot.
shooter rolls off. Just what they wanted to see.
Well, now what does Collie do? Do you ever come and sit on top of that, or you throw up another guard?
You know, again, with the speed at which these guys can throw, I don't like the freeze, because that could leave a triple and let the shooter stick for the win, or the tie, I guess, in this case. So. If I'm Collie, I'm probably throwing up a guard here. I think
I think
there's 3 rocks to come for each team after this.
Yeah.
Collie needs to throw a guard. I don't think there's a lot to discuss here. I'd be putting up about a 2 guard right on the center line.
Yeah, I agree.
You want to burn off a couple rocks here. I'm playing at least 2 more guards if I have the opportunity if I'm Collie. So pick the side you're comfortable with, the draw, the turn that you know, and just make a guard. Us leads make guards all the time. I don't know. It's
Not a
easy
problem.
shot. Not a problem, isn't it?
It's easy.
So I like the line coming down here.
And again, it's staying out there. Mind you, it comes nice at the end here. Comes starting to work.
Yep. We got some nice
took
late
its,
finish.
Took his break. Looks like it had a little pick there.
Well, maybe, but he's going to get right to center line. It's a high guard. It's a 1. Not a problem. Now,
Leaves
does
a lot of
Bernath,
room.
well, does Bernath gamble a little bit? Do they go and do the tap? This might be a time to gamble.
With which turn do you get it?
Well, we've seen everything down the left side as we're looking to it, the shooter's right side. They've elected to go to the in turn here. So again, know your shooter, know the strengths, and know the ice.
Weight's critical.
Absolutely. The dull side team would be throwing a special weight to this one. This looks tight to me. This looks tight.
Oh,
I think he's tight. And
he's tight.
He's
Yeah,
on the
he's
guard
the
all
top.
day. Which, okay, fine. Make sure you roll the shooter as far as you can. Oh, look at this now. Is there something sneaky going on here? We've got a little. Well, Amy and I were talking about this last night. The flob, the funny little outside biter. That may come into play.
It may.
That's interesting. From a missed shot to maybe a little bit of a rose. And depending which team you're on, it could be a thorn.
Looks like Collie's trying this guard again.
Yeah, if I'm Collie, I'm playing the guard again. They're guarding for their lives.
But that's one lonely little yellow one
That
in there.
is a lonely yellow
right
rock.
in behind that redstone.
Yeah. But there are not any great run backs to it. You know, the left side of the sheet as we're looking at it, there's no good run backs there. And the run back on the
look at
right
this.
side is long. Oh, and Colley's, well, are they going to get lucky with the tick and roll?
I don't think so.
Well,
Now
not
look at this,
quite
right?
good enough. And this is juicy. Now, if you're Bernath, you have to make a move now. This is your best chance to make a move. This is where I'd be coming down with that special weight, and I'd be just doing a tap-tap.
With a half a turn rotation, or
Well, you know, my skip would probably like a little bit more than a half turn. He wouldn't want to gamble on the knuckleball, so he'd like a little bit more positive release, but, you know, he's kind of picky that way, so.
I noticed that.
Yeah, skips are kind of funny
Sounds
that
a little
way.
testy.
Yeah, he can be testy sometimes. He can be. Him and Terry Meek should play together.
They sit up here and laugh at us, at me and you after.
I know.
Like, why?
I know they do. They're lucky to have us
Yeah,
throwing lead rocks
totally.
for them, aren't they? I think they are. We'll send them a copy of this broadcast. Delete. All right. No, I do think Bernath needs to make a move
Now,
right
what
now.
what would you do though? Would you come and try to hit and roll him behind, or would you want to roll to the open
You
side?
know, to be honest with that funny little outside biter, I would come down with a dead nose tap.
Ah,
I would come down with a special line weight, dead nose tap, just push it through. The unfortunate thing is you can't leave that yellow rock
in the house. Yeah.
because your funny little outside biter is not going to count. I want that funny little outside biter to count. So, no, I'm going to come down with the tap. I guess you can do it with whatever weight you want.
Let's see what he throws here.
Looking like I'm going to call it least control.
Control.
Here. Yeah,
A
least
little
control,
bigger.
maybe bigger, normal.
Looks like
That's
normal.
fine.
But you do want to hang around.
You got to hang around here, and it's not.
They gotta work
They
it
gotta,
over.
They got to curl
That's a
this.
9, man. That's too big.
Oh, that's. Well, he did roll behind the guards.
He did, but that leaves that open for Colley to come around.
It does. It does. I think he pushed that too far. That was too much weight. He should have been playing board at best.
I agree.
I like that special weight that the Dalside team likes to call. It kind of infuriates our opponents when we call special, but
Well, I curled with Russ Howard a couple times here, and I've learned a lot from him just curling with him in 2 games. And what I learned from him really was the weight, and you know, the weight and your release, and you know, these big weight shots. They're not too forgiving.
No.
You know, and I mean that was less than a 9. That shot he just threw. You know, if you throw 10.5, 11, at least you have a chance of hanging
your
around,
shooter
right?
sticking around, and that would have been really important because again, now you possibly have something hanging around on the right side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So
if he gets one in behind here, it's going to be a bit of a challenge
This is
for
going to be a challenge because how do you follow it down? That's when you have to throw a half rotation Rob Lane special.
This is looking really good here.
This is coming in nice. Yeah.
It's
Weight's
starting to
looking
take
really
the
good.
curl.
Yeah, they got good curl. They're going to be fully buried here. This is going to be
15-1-6.
hard. This is going to be hard to follow.
Oof.
And they don't have a run back on this side.
Well, do they got anything?
Can you come down with enough weight to push that back?
That over curled, like it's tucked in there just
It is.
tight.
You know, so the other problem with that hit that they threw earlier, the Bernath team that they threw earlier and pushed the shooter over, they took it off the center line. And with Colley having hammer and being off the button, that's the problem.
Kelly made a beautiful shot.
Yep.
But you know, I did. We watched him a little bit earlier this week, and he has been really good on his draws. He's been deadly on his draw weight. Yeah.
I just don't see a run back option
There's-
for Bernath. I mean,
he's looking at that run, but
that is.
it's not there.
Is that there? No, it's
No.
not there because the yellow's in the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. The 2 guards. Those 2 reds, you're always going to touch a yellow. You do have the really long angle raise red on our right side. Boy, that's a
That's a
tough
last shot. Last shot.
That
If
shot,
you-
that's a tough shot. I will say, though, the Dalside team in Airdrie one year at the McKee Homes WC de Bonspiel made about a 20-foot run back on that angle.
On purpose?
On purpose. We called it. We made it. I forget who we were playing in that game, but they were not happy about us making that shot. But we called it and we made it. So we've been reliving that dream for about 15 years now. But there's nothing wrong with doing that.
You know what, Rob? I know. I totally believe you. I mean, Chad's a great shooter. If anybody can make those shots, he sure can.
Absolutely. So Bernath releases his last stone. He has to be shot here.
You know, he kind of chicken winged that thing when he let it go.
Did, yeah. It wasn't the cleanest release.
No.
The boys are working it, though.
I know, but
They're working it.
it's got a curl here.
Well, it's coming in. Look at this, Marcel.
15-2-2.
Look at this line. This line is
15-2-2.
really good. Can't
in
bounce much. Can't bounce. You got to stay shot. Ooh.
A little overcooked.
I think the sweepers were a little hot on that one. So this should probably be, what is it, half buried? I wonder if I can move our camera and get a slightly better angle.
Kind of looks like there might be a little bit showing, but a lot of discussion here in regards to this shot, but we know it curls, we know it will come over there, but they do have to remove it from the house or remove it from being shot. Well, he puts the broom down there. It looks like looks like he's going for about a hack weight here, Rob.
Yeah.
Trying to bounce that thing
I think so. That's the
back
best
out of the way.
best camera angles I can give you folks at home. So
It's pretty good.
we'll see. Yeah, important thing on this shot, just release it clean. Do not flare it out and don't overthrow it. And apologies, I guess
Ooh, a
it's
little wobble coming out.
yeah. Actually, Bernath does have hammer, so he is going to have a shot to tie it.
Oh, this is going to be a good shot here. It's better get off of it. It's got to curl, yeah.
Yeah, it's coming. It's across the line. It'll curl.
12.
He's got enough of it. Okay, objective achieved.
Still sitting shot.
Okay, sit and shot. Well, now, do you just draw for your one and take your chances in the extra? I think so. I don't think there's any way you're ever
I think you're
getting
buggered.
across.
You could play that angle.
You could play the angle for the win, but that's pretty low percentage. So, no, the smart man says, I'm going to throw the draw. Just need
go the extra end.
Yeah. Take my chances in the extra end. I just need a good piece of the 4-foot here.
And we're running a little bit late. There's an 8 o'clock game after this. We're supposed to be 8 o'clock, but it probably will be.
It'll probably be delayed a little bit because
8:30.
our Ice Kings are trapped because this happens to be sheet 8. So our ice maker's chomping at the bit to get the Ice King across the sheet here.
Oh, there he goes.
He's gonna pull it out right now. He's not even gonna wait for the shot to finish. But it won't impact the game, so that's okay.
Well, what do we got here? Is he going to be? Oh yeah, looks good.
Pretty good.
15-3.
They're just gonna sweep it in. Not gonna let it die. Sweep it in right to the pin.
Right to the pin.
Right to the pin. There's confidence for you.
Nothing to it.
All right, so we're going an extra, folks. I'll reset the cameras.
Looks like they're shooting him back this way, Rob.
Yeah, they've been doing that all Bonspiel. Oh, is that me? No.
It's me.
Okay.
So we're into the extra end here, Team Cali and Team Bernath. It is a very, very, very tight challenge here, a very close game. Of course, they're tied and coming home here. I guess Team Cali has the hammer.
Okay, so we've reset the camera angles for you, and we're going one more. Yeah, score is 4-4, right? In the ninth end.
House here.
Oh, in the house. Oh, I gotta readjust that camera. Sorry, folks. Let me readjust that for you.
Team Bernath is going to be throwing up a center line guard here, trying to steal this end for the win. Again, the ice is holding up really good. Should come over there to the center.
You know, Rob Fisk and his team just done an amazing job this weekend.
They have.
Put a ton of effort in, and it's showing. Ninth end, and they just threw up a guard that's had the exact same times we've had all game.
Yeah, that was a 17-7 guard. So, I mean, really,
Boy, that
really,
is
really
lightning
keen,
quick.
isn't it?
Man, 17-7 for a guard. You're just falling out of the hack. You're
Totally.
not.
Yeah.
There is no leg drive there whatsoever.
Team Collie is not messing around. They want to
No,
get in
Team
here.
Colley's coming right in. They don't want to be behind T here. They got to be careful. Got to stay on top of T, but no danger of that. Perfect shot, right where they want it. Touch button.
15-2.
Look at that, hey? Now that's consistency.
That's something.
Yeah. So yeah, real testament to the ice crew. Because these guys, when they're brushing, man, they're putting everything into it, and for that pebble to stand up for 9 ends is pretty impressive.
Yeah, no, that's for sure.
Right down your slide path. So Bernath's going to follow him in here, it looks like. You know, that Bernath guard came a little deeper than they wanted. It's kind of in that no man's land. It's in that 2 zone, and really you want a 1 and a 3.
Mm-hmm.
So that might be dictating Bernath coming in this early. Bernath needs rocks in play here. The other important thing, though, that Bernath rock is in the no-tick zone, so it cannot be touched for right now. Coming in really nice. They want to be a perfect freeze, looking really good.
You know, even on that turn, Rob, that was a 15-7-8.
15-7-8.
Like,
wow.
you know, like so key.
Couldn't ask for more consistency, and just the speed is just amazing.
Looks like Team Kelly's taking a little more ice here.
Yep. That could be release. That could just be your player.
He knows his shooter.
Absolutely. I've been told that my skip gives
you a little
special
more.
ice. Yeah, he
Mine
tends
too.
to. Yeah, yours too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think they see very well.
I don't think so.
So
Something's wrong there.
So Colley coming up a little shorter than he wanted. Not quite the line he wanted either. You know, I might be tempted to come in again if I'm Bernath.
Just
Yeah,
put one on top.
look at
Yeah.
that. He's tapping right there. Great minds think alike. Maybe I should start skipping.
Pretty
What
sure.
do you think?
Well, he's hearing us, obviously.
I think so, yeah.
Should open up a window or something.
Something, yeah.
Hey?
Oh,
Oh, he
yeah,
probably
maybe through
can't.
the cubby hole, right, yeah.
Just holler out to him.
Yeah. All right, so Bernath wants to come down, freeze right on top of his own rock. That'll put him in some pretty nice shape.
And that looks like a nice delivery, nice
Yeah.
weight.
Yeah.
Boys aren't
Sweepers.
working it yet. Yeah, here they
Yeah,
go.
Here they go.
Oh,
Need to
he's
curl
calling
a
it
little
curl
bit.
it.
Calling for the curl. He's hanging out there a little bit more. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not going to do
That
it.
looks a little. Is that a little heavier than what they wanted? No.
Oh,
No.
15.25.
Okay.
Again, release.
Yep.
Probably popped it out there a little
Might
bit.
have give it just a little bit on his release. Yeah. And that is something that is a characteristics of the Calgary Curling Club. If you flare that, pop that on your release a little bit, it does not forgive you. You have got to release true at this club.
What does Team Cali do here now, Rob?
Well, you know what? Actually, coming right where Bernath was going to go is not a bad place. Despite being shot, that's a they need something behind that rock. Now the other thing Collie could do is they could rip the guard and try and get a double and start clearing some stuff out.
Well, yeah, they don't need any guards.
They don't need guards, so
But
really the danger rocks are the front for them. Collie wants to get control of the forefoot, despite the fact that they're laying shot right now. There's too many rocks to come, and you know what? That's the difference between the recreational game and the competitive game, or the elite game, is that a recreational curler would just throw more in and dare the opposition to try and chase them. Whereas these pro guys, they just hit so well that
looks like he is.
he'll get the
gonna
hit and
roll
roll.
off.
He's fine. So yeah, he played it safe. I might have tried the peel the other way, and you might catch something up front on your way by. But that's a safe way to do it. Nothing wrong with that. Bernath's going to replace this guard now. They need to keep a couple more rocks coming. They want to reduce the amount of chances that Coley has to clear things open. So Bernath's playing smart. They're being very patient.
Looked like he might have been a little inside. They're working that right out of his hand.
You know, and isn't that you flare the first one out and you're wide, and what do? You're tight on the second.
Put it inside, yeah.
But that'd be okay here.
I think it's going to turn out 16-6.
Yeah, maybe
Should
just
be right about on
no,
that
that's pretty
third
good.
dot, yeah.
Yeah, maybe over curl just a hair, but Colley's not wasting any time. He's just going to rip this guard. Keep it simple. Nothing wrong with that.
I think they're talking about trying to do that slash double, but I think most important thing here is to just take that top off, so they've got an open house, challenge your opposition to throw up another perfect guard.
Yep.
It's been a hard-fought battle here for this team.
Yes, absolutely.
These teams.
And they got to go one more after this. Whoever
know.
wins this game has to go one more.
Unbelievable.
And then to win it all, you got to win 3 more tomorrow.
It's
This is a marathon.
It is.
So nice peel there by the Collie team. Simple, clean. Bernath, yeah, one more guard, definitely.
Bernath is sitting pretty good here with this house. pretty good.
Yeah. Brusher's just keeping a clean on it. I'd like to see a little bit more back and forth on that
On that
broom
head,
movement.
yeah.
Yeah. There's technically not a rule against it, but from an etiquette perspective, I like to see a little bit of back and forth movement on the broom head.
I do too. Yeah.
So Coley's looking at the double
He is, but
here. I'd be tempted just to rip the guard myself. That double, I don't know. I don't know if it gains you anything or not. So you've been successful with the rip.
and that's what he's playing. Oh no, he might be playing that slash double there, Rob.
Yeah, I think he is. I think he's coming down with the slash double. So
A little tight.
there's a little bit of smoke coming here.
Tight.
He is tight. Is he going to get nose? And what's he going to make happen in the middle? Clear everything out of the 4-foot. Okay. Now if you're Bernath, what do? You got the opposition stone guarding the center line.
I think you got to come around.
I think you do have to come around. As much as you don't like using the opposition for a guard, you don't have a lot of choices at this point. So
I don't know if that will over curl on this turn either, right? I mean,
Well-
it may if he can get it kind of top 4-foot off center line like this way.
yeah,
Be great.
yeah. A little clean. Is it feeling heavy? Feels a little heavy to me.
I'm not timing this one, but it looks
one
heavy.
looks hot to me. I'm going to call back house on this one. That's too heavy. You can't be that deep. No. No, you really needed that one. Well, did it stay shot? I don't even think it stayed shot.
No.
Oof, that's a big mistake.
Yeah, big miss.
That's a big miss. Now, Coley needs to, he's going to rip his own guard. Absolutely he is right now. That is the danger rock.
Yeah, he wants to have a clear path to that 4-foot
Yeah.
for his final shot.
Yeah, that was a big miss by Bernath. They really needed to be top 4-foot, top button, buried. Forces Bernath into a run back at that case.
Pretty big weight
Yeah.
here. Looks like he's going to be all right. Let's peel that
But he is
top off.
knifing this. Look at this. Did he? Oh, just got, and a bit of
Oh
a
my
mistake from
gosh.
Coley. Bit of a mistake from Coley. Oh my goodness. Well,
Now where do you go?
well, I think you got to put the guard up. I mean, you've got the 8-foot covered. I don't like leaving the 8-foot to my opposition to draw to. There's still 4 rocks to come. Bernath has to throw a guard here. Yeah, no, you have to throw a guard. Now, whether it's high, I kind of like a slightly tighter guard. Just get in the line of that yellow so it can't really be used as a run back. I'd really like a big rock at this point. If I could exchange this for a bigger rock. Yeah, I'm polling the audience here, and the audience has given us, we would like a bigger rock at this point. Unfortunately, rocks are all the same size in curling, and I think there was a time in the game where you brought your own rocks, and guys had different sizes and different shapes. That might even be older than Bob Genoway for that.
Yeah.
For that to have occurred.
Yeah,
But,
about 130 years old.
130 years ago, I think you brought your own rocks, and I think you could have various sizes. I don't think they were standardized
so.
size. I don't think Bob Genoway's in the building anymore to defend himself.
No,
so we're gonna.
He probably
we're-
went.
He probably went home, but
For
we're
his-
gonna
for
we're
his
gonna give it to
pedicure.
Bob. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, no, I think I'm probably throwing the tight guard. A 2 guard isn't. It's good too. It's good as well. I think I'm gonna go. My number
Would
one
you
pick
go
is
tight?
I go not super tight, but I go just below the yellow guard. I would come in just a hair deeper than that yellow guard.
Take
and
that runaway.
try and take the runaway and guard as much of the center line as I can, because I still don't think 8-foot is enough to win this game.
Well, Tessier's got the broom down there. We'll see kind of weight he throws.
Yep.
He did call center line guard, so if it does come past that yellow one, it'll be it would be really good if he could
Yep.
place it somewhere where that that run is not an option.
Yep. All right. See what he does here. Looked like a nice clean release.
Did, yeah.
Does he have the right weight? Brusher's giving it a little bit right now. Trying to keep
I
it
don't
out
know.
there.
Yeah, it looks okay.
Yeah,
don't know
no,
that
I
I'd
don't
do
think
too
they
much
needed
to
to
this
pound
thing.
that too hard, but no, I think they're pretty good. I think they were listening to me, and I think they're going to come just
there you
right
go. Whoa,
there.
whoa, baby.
Just a hair of
Yeah.
an over curl. I would have liked to have been I'd have liked to have been still touching this just off the center line.
But that with that bigger rock, you would have been able to do that.
Exactly. Yeah. If I had the big rock, I'd have made that. Yep. Yep. You got to take whatever advantage you possibly can. So. All right, Coley, you got 2 shots. You know what? If I'm Coley, the problem with just picking out the shot rock right now is you leave a draw to tighten the scoring area for Bernath right back. So I don't know.
Gosh, he's trying to come around.
He's trying to come
trying
around.
to hide that.
Oof.
I mean, he's been drawing really
He's
well.
been drawing really well.
He's
but
got
but
good
that's an
draw.
8-foot rock that you got to come around and bury behind.
Oh my God, that's tight. That's
That is
difficult.
tight. You know what? I'd almost be tempted to take the other turn and come around the far
Me
outside.
too.
It's more pleasing to the eye for sure.
But this, if he does come around, I mean, as long as he's shot, he can be.
He's got to be
back.
shot. He can be back, but back isn't great because you're going to give something for Bernath to draw to. So.
He's pretty confident in his draws.
He is, yeah. He's been pretty solid with. Well, he's made it this far in the Bonspiel, so obviously has his draw weight down. Lines
Boys are
looking
working
pretty
it
good.
really hard here.
Yeah, weight's looking good.
15-9.
Oof.
Let's see how far they can get this
They're
over
gonna
here.
drag it, a little switch here, and
Yeah,
he is shot.
but
He
wide
is
open.
shot. It's wide open. Now, what do? You know what? It came just deep enough. Boy, if he'd have been a half a rock higher, if Bernath comes down, hits that out, then you're forcing Coley to a wider draw. Because I think right now, if he plays the hit, sticks at nose, sits right there,
It leaves him the side of the 4-foot.
well, he's inside the 4-foot, or if he ever elected to play the hit, is he shot? I don't know.
I don't know if he is.
Right?
Yeah,
So
because, I
let's
mean,
say
if we-
Bernath comes down,
Yeah.
hits nose, makes the yellow disappear. If Coley decides not to throw the draw and he plays the hit, is he shot over the rock that's full 8-foot right now?
That's
I
a
don't
good
know.
question. Yeah, I don't know. I think for Cali, though, I think his shot is going to be the draw. I think he's going to try to
Yeah.
get to the
Yeah.
side of the 4-foot. And that's just my thoughts.
Yep.
Because,
Yep.
I mean, his
It's not wrong.
draw's been his
Not wrong.
strength here.
And it is open. He's got the edge of 4 wide open there. Coley coming down. Gave it a little bit of a pop there.
Yeah, he
Little bit
did,
of a
but
pop. But they're
Oh.
sweeping.
they're sweeping it. But it's got to
He's
come
clean.
over here a little
He's
bit.
got a curl. I don't know. Was that a panic sweep?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, that's too big of a hit and roll. That's a lot of weight for that shot. A lot of weight.
So he's throwing his draw
Yeah, you've
Right.
left the
right to the button.
you left full 8-foot. You got to touch. Well, you don't have to touch 4, but touch 4 for the win. Wide open.
Anything
So-
can happen.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to make it. We're gonna have a winner in this end. We're not going one more. I think the ice makers will be happy about that.
Yeah, totally.
And depending on who you're a fan of, you may or may not be happy with the end result. But looked like a pretty clean release. Brushers haven't laid a lick to this yet.
They haven't.
They'd like to. They'd really like to. No, started to put the brooms down now. This is looking
It's a
fairly
14-9-4.
good. 14-9-4. Well, does he have backing? He might have the backing.
Yeah, he does.
I think he's got, well, does he?
Yeah, he does.
They're going to have a look here.
They might.
They've tapped the red rock. Now, those
Tessier-
guys are a little biased. Tessier is
Tessier-
on the Burnett team.
Yeah.
So that's a Terry Meek trick,
Well,
too.
again,
is
a bigger rock would help.
A bigger rock would help. Yes, exactly. Yeah. Oh, they've kicked him
they
off.
conceded it.
I think they
Yeah,
conceded
it's
it.
it's a win for the Cali team.
Win for the Italians.
Yeah, win for the Italians.
Great game. All right, folks, thank you very much. We're going to reset, and we've got another game coming up. It was supposed to start at 8 p.m. I think it's going to be delayed a little bit for our ice makers. So watch for us again on YouTube. We'll key up the next game. Thanks, everybody.